Thrushmoor. It's a quiet town in southern Uslov on the banks of Lake Incarthen. Hardly a memorable thing about it up until recently. The city's citadel fell silent. The guards all disappeared. Then, of course, there was that business at the asylum. The accounts men showed back up. They're an odd bunch, enforcers and performers. Researchers, magical scholars. And a new man with them, too. They were sent in there by the Count, though he's disappeared these days, too. He abdicated his throne, left his manor atop the hill. Who knows what fate Thrushmoor will face now? But I have a feeling these folk have a steady hand in it.
Hello, dear diary. So I was dumped last night, and that was not great. I was flashed by a well-dressed man. That was interesting. Didn't help. What else? We went to the park and didn't do mushrooms, but that's still on the agenda. Cammy got a little brain bomb, and we're worried about that. But she also is kind of on like Reese's hit list, so you could die different ways. And Winter might be mad at us because we're sided with a ghoul, but it's a ceasefire. We're okay for now. And then we're gonna go explore this haunted doom thing. All right, sounds like fun. See you tomorrow.
Easy has
Love Easy.
Love you.
He would be the kind of person to write Love Easy into his own diary.
He's got to remind himself.
Hey, self-love is important.
Now that he doesn't have
Now that I
Reese.
don't have, gotta find it somewhere.
It's an interesting and, I suppose for Easy, not terribly surprisingly lighthearted perspective on how things have gone so far. Because if we were to look at this, yeah, it certainly doesn't look nearly as positive for one of us in particular here on our stress meter. Welcome back,
Looks fine.
everybody. We have been through a lot. Even on a day, as we had last episode last week, where nothing needed to be fought, there was no immediate, well, I can't say no immediate mortal peril. There's at least a little bit of that rearing its head, but no immediate mortal conflict. Still, an extremely stressful experience indeed. But as we left, the group of you having returned back to your little cottage to rest another night, once again, short one of your number, who seems to be slipping more and more out of control, or even out of understanding, perhaps as his condition, we'll say, progresses. We find ourselves very, very ready to rest. So let's quickly go around here and what does that look like for each of you? When you get home to this cottage at the end of the day, nothing left to do but ready yourselves and sleep and get what rest you can. What does it look like, Easy?
Actually, I kind of go in my room, and then I look at the window in my bed, and then just tear up a little bit, and then just close the door and move all my things back into the living room because I'm also kind of still worried.
And who are you?
Oh, who am I? I'm just a normal human person. I have a violin that I heard is really valuable. I got it appraised recently, and yeah, I'm a little heartbroken, but stress, adrenaline, fear of death distracting me a little bit.
All great motivators.
I am indeed this big half-orc man covered in ritualistic scarring tattoos. Getting ready for bed, getting ready to lay down. after the day's events, he's very wound up and is not finding himself falling asleep easily as he gets our little gnomish friend tucked away and safe.
The safety cupboard.
He himself is probably not sleeping tonight. So,
Now, last night you had decided upon organizing a watch, which is something that I'm just going to assume that you're probably, surely still doing going forward, taking turns, making sure someone at least is awake should anything or anyone arrive. I would probably be one of you two on that first watch.
Probably myself.
it's definitely me.
Oh,
If he wants it.
I cannot sleep.
Well, if he's going to be up anyway, then what are we saying here, and where would that put you?
So that would put me on the couch. Unfortunately, with no armor, as it is in the hands of Bang Bang the Goblin being worked on. So you have a fairly large hobgoblin with short, messy, like he cut it himself, brown hair, and big bushy brows curled up on the couch with a hobgoblin spear. Just relaxed.
Cuddling his spear like it's a stuffed animal.
There's no armor. He's got to cuddle something.
He cuddles his armor.
You keep it close.
Fair.
Definitely ready in case someone comes in.
You're going to have your spear right there if things
Exactly.
come to it. All right. Well, finally, then, would bring us to the newly christened cupboard of safety.
yes. You'd see a little tiny little gnome pulling over a stool to get onto the counter, and then precariously swinging open the cupboard door, careful not to hit herself, kicking legs, scrambling inside this cupboard before closing it in on herself. And you would hear the quiet sobs of an itty-bitty gnomish witch whom everybody wants to kill.
Not everybody.
Everybody who remembers her.
It has been a trying day for Cammy, surely. First, it seemed you had a really good opportunity to find yourself back in control of whatever the situation in Thrushmoor was. You seemed like you had very powerful friends, but friends may not be the correct word. We're not sure. We don't know exactly what... It's impossible to know exactly what Melicin or Reese really intend, what that they say is true or platitudes. How much they even agree in what they think or what they're after, what they're even trying to do. How connected they are. We don't know. That's the problem that sits with each and every one of you. As you slowly, eventually, just through fatigue, exhaustion, rest is welcome, find yourselves falling asleep, is that you just don't know. There is something happening in Thrushmoor, very possibly something big. Nothing disturbs you that night. You pass through your watches, take your time, your shifts, but no one has to awaken for any kind of danger. Nothing arrives in the night, and morning finally comes. You all find yourselves rested as well as you can be, as comfortable and safe as you can be, ready for another day. You've little to go on at this point, save for a lead that Lady Rance of the Sleepless Agency had given you the day before. If you were looking for more information about Melicin or her workings, she had been seen doing something in Thrushmoor's old chapel. What are your plans?
Go pick up my armor and then check out Old Chapel.
So, quick team meeting.
Team meeting.
Not an emergency meeting, just a team meeting this time.
Team meetings.
So there's three points on the agenda. One, Melicin. Kill on sight.
Kill on sight.
Go inside. No questions. Questions later. Questions after she's dead. Okay, Reese. Questions first. Questions first for Reese.
He says with a very hopeful voice.
Questions first.
Okay, motion seconded.
I suppose that depends on if she attacks
Oh, yeah,
first.
if she does attack, it is kill on sight.
Okay, so
Listen, I'm sorry.
conditional
I just-
questions first. I'll take it.
Conditional questions. If she surrenders, she surrenders. but-
Okay, Marius. Do we have an intervention? Do we?
Knock him out and tie him up.
Didn't you say that tattoo on your neck was a tracker? We need to figure out one of those for Marius.
Oh, that'd be good. That's a good idea.
Actually, a great idea.
Give it a chip.
Respectfully, as much as I like Marius, I do not think that is a priority right now.
Okay.
Maybe I'm biased,
Yeah.
but
It's not a priority. Marius hasn't gotten himself killed yet. And he's only killed one person I know of.
And if we see Winter, and we just told her, don't worry, we got this. We'll watch him.
We'll tell her that Marius is at home with the flu.
No,
MD line.
he's in the bathroom.
we tied him up,
Okay.
left him back in the shack.
At home with the flu.
Okay.
Oh, he tried something. No, then
don't say he
then she'll
tried
kill him.
something. If she doesn't ask questions, we don't give her answers.
Perfect.
Okay.
Why lie when they'll let you have an excuse?
Anyways,
Um,
armor.
Yeah. Could you try my head again?
Yeah, I can go for it. I can go for it. I gotta get real lucky.
Gonna
with it.
Certainly.
explode.
You can
Please.
focus up again and really try to channel it to like a third level. Dispel magic, like the most power that you can muster into a spell, and you can try to reach deep.
Here we go.
If you don't mind.
I don't mind. It's a big day.
Cock.
That's pretty good.
That's really cock.
Okay, it doesn't work. I'm trying. I'm like, you know what? Don't have me do magic till I've had my coffee.
Okay.
Your problems with this are twofold. One, that this seed is buried very deeply, and two, that it is what little you can even detect of it, it is strong. So it is a small, powerful target that just feels almost impossible for you to dig out with the kind of power that you have.
If we just kill Millicent real fast, it won't activate. Then we'll just go.
The one thing that you do get from this for certain is that Melison's magic is far, far beyond your own.
So what's the plan? In case something does happen to Cammy.
So I was thinking about this actually.
It's hard not to, I'd imagine.
It's the only thing that's on her mind.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about this. And do we have any rope? Maybe some rope.
You want to tie yourself up?
I'm thinking if we make like a lasso and I stand in it, I'll hold it all day. And then if something happens, they just cinch it up. I'm holding it, so I'll get caught.
Now, I think the real danger with you is your magic, though. I think if you can't move,
I
you're
can't,
still
and then I
fine.
can't use my hands.
So yeah, we should do hands or mouth. There's like a
Don't do mouth. That's weird.
No, I mean like tape. We just like tape. We could have like tape ready and then just peel.
Oh,
We could, like,
okay. Yeah,
like-
we could do that.
I think if we see something fishy going on, we restrain her.
Sounds
Or
about
So
right.
then lasso, yes, right?
You or I, who's ever closest.
We also have a similar
don't-
plan for.
I don't think we need a lasso.
Puts his hands around you and just picks you up.
Arms pinned aside. Just
Oh.
Like,
Okay.
If you start to lose control, we'll just do this.
Okay.
Put her down on the couch.
Okay, that's good.
My question is, Blue, if she starts to lose control, cover her mouth. Wherever you're at, Lizard.
And, he just kind of appears perched up on her head, as he always is, just sort of looking around.
Exactly.
Yeah, just like
That's
that.
a very important job for you, soldier.
Just like that. Yeah, that's good.
I love that they have mittens for hands.
I like it, doing the mittens, so we're on the same page.
If only you had worn your mittens.
But it's all now
If
at
I
least.
wore mittens, would I not be able to do my spells?
That actually would
right.
make it
Oh.
very
that,
hard
that
to
would
Safety
see.
interfere.
mittens.
That would
Yeah.
interfere. But like, if you
All right.
did to cast spells, you need to take the mittens off.
Oh,
All
well,
right. We
you're done.
We
If they're
put-
that easy to take off, they're not going to stop
no,
you if your
we
mind
put
control.
mittens on. No, we put mittens on and then tie them around the
Actually, has
wrist.
chickenpox.
Exactly.
All right.
She'll be over here trying to
All
do
on
magic
now
spells and can't do her
seemingly on
thingies.
the same page with your various
We have a plan.
list of threats that you've had to deal with.
Don't
There's
worry.
little left standing between you and your journey for the day. First stop, same maybe Bang Bang Smithy. Simple enough.
We're gonna fix this.
You would head on
Is
your
he even
way.
awake before like 11?
We can tell by the banging.
It's the opposite. If anything, you're not confident that he sleeps. It doesn't matter
That's
how
fair.
early or how late you get
Going to
here.
the Back room is just piles of like bangs and ghost energy drinks.
You do hear the clanging of steel on steel, the banging of hammer on anvil, probably at pretty much all hours of the day and night.
Except for the one time he was
I
out.
love him so much.
And like, yeah, whenever he just goes out to do something, his whimsy catches him. Bang Bang doesn't really have a schedule. You just kind of show up and hope that he's there,
Dream.
and he usually is.
He works for himself.
He
Makes his
works.
own
Bang Bang works on Bang Bang hours.
I like Bang Bang
own
hours
boss.
much better than dwarf hours.
You would head inside, all of you arriving, and Bang Bang stopping for a moment, his banging, to look across the group of you. Big goblin frown and just totter off to a heap of worked steel that he has piled up just kind of next to the counter. There's no particular order to this mass, but you can tell it looks like all of the parts of a full suit of plated armor, just kind of jumbled and piled together. Bang Bang done.
Fair enough. Are we settled then?
Yeah. Yeah, we good. We clean. Just don't bring any more screamy corpse zombie ladies to Bang Bang.
I'll do my best.
And I'll just take the big old heap and then walk outside with it.
Gonna watch him for the next 10 minutes without a pause.
Yeah. So
Right,
outside
yeah.
we're gonna be piecing that
Just in
together.
the yard. Just right out in front of a smithy, just slowly strapping
Advertising.
yourself in. It's good. It's good salesmanship right there.
While
It's-
he's kind of packing it on, is it all right if I pulled Martin aside for just a second?
You can do whatever your little
You
heart
got
wants.
literally
Kinda
like
come around
10
the corner.
It's
minutes.
literally going to take him
I'm
10
helping.
minutes
Yeah,
to put
it's
this
gonna
armor
take
on.
him.
I don't have the
minute.
feet to
Oh.
assist with armor, but I will be helping him put his armor on. I can cinch down some straps.
He's just like, he's tying stuff
Oh,
on
yeah.
It's
him.
not
that's
first
gonna
edition where
take
you
them
literally
forever.
couldn't put on full plate without assistance from someone
He
else.
needed a squire and one he.
I am not
Anyway.
a squire.
Hey, that's gonna take them a while, huh? Hey, Easy.
Yeah.
Um,
Cammy.
I just wanted to say that I'm sorry for ratting out your girlfriend. I don't know if you guys are still together.
No, it's.
I don't
we're
want to
not.
open like
It's
a bad.
fine.
Oh.
She wanted to kill you. It's really like
Okay.
you're
I
fine.
just. Well, yeah. I just want to make sure you knew. Like, I just
No, I was
like if something, like if something happens, I want to make sure that like we're cool.
Yeah. No, we're cool.
Yeah.
We're fine. I overreacted. I was just like, I don't know.
Oh,
My
okay.
first
Because
go-to is
actually,
to,
I
like,
really hate her, but
I think misunderstood maybe. Maybe
yeah.
she's a little bit, but also yeah. I mean, you had all the reason to get information, and I feel like my first thing is to lie, and I probably should not have that be like the default. But
I get it though.
We're all
I mean,
working on
like I wanted the one person who remembered me to be chill.
yeah,
She's not chill.
we both found like one friend.
And they both.
Yeah, and they were like,
they
"Well, this is everything."
yeah, they suck.
Yeah, no, I think we're well, the
Okay.
people we could trust is probably just right here.
I just wanted. Yeah, I was just kind of thinking about that, last night, and so it's just like if I beef it or something. I'm sorry about your girlfriend, and I hope you guys have a wonderful marriage.
I don't know. I asked her to run away, and she said no. Yeah, so I think it's kind of
This
beans.
conversation is an awkward one for both of you. Neither of you terribly in touch with your feelings really as people. It seems you know, I get a lot of denial vibes from how Easy just kind of handles feelings, and Cammy just is Cammy.
The entire party is like mental health awareness.
But you two off the side here in this just like singed grass around Bang Bang Smithy, doing your best to be open and to be honest and to express these feelings, feels very strange, but familiar to both of you. And you
unlocked the flashback.
You think both of you are reminded of something similar to this. Grass, less burnt, more very much well manicured, a well maintained lawn with a big oak tree growing up out of it. Easy sitting down, his back to the tree, hands kind of folded in his lap, just staring at nothing in particular. Cammy literally just prone like a starfish in the grass, staring up at the sky. And a massive multi-storied mansion behind you. Not a word is spoken for a moment. Or is he just kind of cocks his head? So, I don't know. How are you supposed to imagine how something feels that you can't feel? And Cammy just lay in the grass and sort of like rolls her head back, looking at Easy like totally upside down. I don't know. That's the whole problem. So like, and she just sort of rolls over on her front, just flopped, still the little starfish. Think about this. You like those little chocolate sweet cakes, right? Oh yeah, those are really good. I'm super glad. Yeah, shut up. So think about when you eat those. How does it feel? It tastes good. I mean, it doesn't feel like. No. Taste is a feeling. Stupid. So that's. But you like it. It's something that it's memorable. It's noteworthy. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Okay. So like, take that, and then imagine that like, I don't know, like 10 or 100 times stronger, like something that tastes 100 times better than that. But you just look at him, and he kind of looks down at you. I mean, that'd be a lot of chocolate. It doesn't have to be chocolate. You're focusing on the wrong part of this. Just the feeling. Like, yeah, I guess that'd be really good. Like, yeah, well, yes, but like you can't even imagine. That's the problem. None of us can. But that's what it's supposed to be, and that's what happens. That's Carcosa. It's just that, but for everything, all the time. It's decadence in excess and whatever Malison always says. And he shrugs. I mean, it sounds nice. Like, it sounds good. I can't really picture it. Oh, that's because you have a stupid, squishy meat brain like all of us, and that's why it doesn't work. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I don't know. And then you guys are just back, sitting outside Bang Bang's. Weird little aftertaste of chocolate in Easy's mouth.
You're smart.
You're stupid.
That's our thing.
That's our thing. Yeah.
It sounds like they've had a breakthrough.
Lovely.
Hey, you finished cinching up.
Oh, wait. Does this
Trey's
piece
armor
you
here.
go on your arm or your leg?
Doesn't matter, they're about the same.
The whole scene, they're just in slow motion putting.
It's 10 minutes worth of time. Just
You get a little information from that, and a little bit more. Cammy, I got some stuff loaded here. I'm sitting on it. I see them. I see they're in there. Don't worry, we'll get there.
You're about to get like 15 woes.
No, the other way.
Next is Saiyan Fox 10. Hey. If you think about, as you think about this and the words that you would exchange, you don't recognize all of them. There was a name in there that doesn't really mean anything to you. Carcosa. That word, you almost visualize it like it's written in your mind, but it's not written in common. It's written not necessarily in a language, just in symbols. Symbols that you recognize from that rock in the park. And a wheel.
Yes!
Whatever that is, it's tied to the Stella.
Do I visualize it being spelled with a K or a C?
A C.
Okay,
You
cool.
see it spelled with a C.
Okay, that's nice too.
We have to eat chocolate in front of the Stella.
Ah.
We've gone down a level from do shrooms in front of the Stella. No, just eat some nice
I was
chocolate.
about to say, wasn't the plan a different type of chemical
From
compound?
chocolate.
Oh, we gotta go back to the Stella.
Okay. Shrooms or chocolate?
Trey's just standing there all suited up in his goblin
Maybe
armor
you're
now.
smarter than I give you credit. Huh?
Clink.
It's what Bang Bang makes is fairly hefty. It's definitely function over form. It is far from the prettiest set of full plate that's ever been made, but it
doesn't have to be pretty to boost my
It's
AC
not-
by 3.
Yeah, it's not chunky, but he doesn't bother with embellishment. He doesn't bother with making it any kind of engraved or even like smoothed and polished. The steel is even still somewhat rough because in his mind, who cares? It does its job.
Honestly,
It fits well.
You know who thinks exactly the same way?
It's pretty mobile.
This
it
guy.
doesn't really
Y'all should
limit
date.
you.
I said it.
Bang Trey. Trey bang.
You have a set now of +1 full plate.
Nice.
Yeah. I now have 24 AC. I'm no longer in dexterity required land.
Armor Boy is becoming a real dream. We're getting there.
24 AC.
The plus
A
one.
24 would crit me. Right? Nearly. Not really.
You are a small child in overalls. He is literally and magically enchanted full plate.
What does that have anything to do with it?
Okay, I thought you were still looking at the 16. No, there's a 19
No,
written
no.
down.
I know,
no.
I know. It's not a real crit. It's just it's an
halfway there.
emotional
It's
crit.
halfway. It's emotional crit.
Everything's
Oh,
an
if I was
emotional
using
play.
a shield, I'd be AC 26.
It's an emotional critical hit.
I mean, I'm 22.
What's your spell DC though? Huh?
That's one.
You know that the old chapel of Thrushmoor, none of you have been there in person, as it's in Thrushmoor is even a little bit of a
21.
stretch. It's up at the northeastern corner of town, up past the park and the Stella, past the High Mart, a little road that winds out past the outskirts of the settlement itself and a little ways up from the coast. Maybe 100, 200 yards in, through and past the wood line to a knoll kind of around out of sight, a little bit obscured from the town itself. It's a little removed, not so far out as the many myriad farms and smaller communities that orbit Thrushmoor, but a little bit of a journey. You would be on your way there, passing by this park and this Stella and the High Mart, and it's all
detour?
similar
Yeah,
side of town.
yeah.
It's not even out of your way to stop by.
I skitter straight to the rock. I run with open arms and I scream, Carcosa!
Did you have a revelation about these rocks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is one of you gonna try the
And
chocolate?
cake. How'd you know
cake.
that?
You rush
Did
up
yell it.
to this rock. The runes upon its face is inscrutable as ever, save for a part of them. You do recognize a piece of this overall thing. There is a set of glyphs, kind of top center, 2/3 of the way up the main face of this stone, that you are confident represents or directly reads Carcosa. Looking from that, you don't have a whole lot of information on what exactly that is. It's seems to be the center of what everything else in the face of this monolith is drawing to. It's the crux of whatever this thing is, whatever is written upon its face. With that knowledge, I would let you try a new occultism check at the rock. Never seen you pick up a die faster.
I'm ready.
Could I help?
Wait, you
with,
roll this, don't you?
I have
I don't roll
you
it.
can roll it.
Sully's rolling.
Can I also make an occultism check for the rock? This is my first time actually caring to even look at one.
You can throw me one.
Could
I mean, you
aid Cammy by having chocolate cake.
give me an aid check. Try and
Come
recreate
on.
the senior. Put
Oh,
the
I
setting
can't
back
be.
together.
I can't be helped.
Oh, she
Oh,
doesn't
you
accept
can be
aid.
helped.
You're right. She can't
I
accept
can't be
aid.
helped.
I mean, you can aid
There is
me.
no helping
She
Cammy.
can't
There's
be
no
helped.
helping.
What'd you get?
I got. Well, I'm thinking about rerolling it, but I guess I won't. I got a 7 on the die, which would be a dirty 20.
I got a 24.
Well, 24 and no idea what you're looking at. Were you trained in occultism?
Yeah. I got a plus 10.
You, the two of you here looking at this now that you have something to start with, can tell this is the best equivalency I can think of to what you can put together is this is like a mile marker on the highway. This is like a street sign that's denoting some distance, some connection to a place
It just says go left.
called Carcosa. But further details you can't make out.
It's do we have like a map maybe where we could? Because there's a bunch of these.
Oh yeah, like triangulated or something.
It feels like it's kind of like part of like the directions or something.
Oh, we can definitely jot it down. I'm just gonna pull out a piece of paper and, from memory, a vague memory of like where we've been in town and where we know the gibbet here in the park and the asylum had 2.
Yeah,
I think they
there's
said.
5 in total. I think.
And there was one more back at the manor.
Yeah, we were told the rough
You know of
locations.
quite a few.
Yeah.
Yeah, up where you are now is kind of the opposite corner of town from the gibbet, and then down on this first outlying island you would have come to is where that is, and you're in this park, and then Iris Hill is sort of up in the northwest.
Ooh.
So it would create. I have like a map that I can pull up.
That means it's important.
Yeah, it looks like you have 3 points. It's triangles.
You've got.
Nothing.
You definitely have 3 points that you can look at here. Where is my
You know what they say about
triangulate.
3 points.
Start digging.
bang, bang, bang? It would form a triangle around just, honestly, a fairly large chunk of Thrushmoor itself. Much of the western half, the side towards the Silver Wagon and the Stain, the side where most of the homes and the residences would be. It's a fairly large area. Pinpointing its center would just kind of be somewhere amidst almost the middle of these main neighborhoods. No particular building or site of interest that you're aware of.
Because we know 4 or 5?
We know
We
there's,
know
You
more
know
than
these,
just
and
3.
then there are potentially 2 more on Briarstone Island.
yeah, there's 2 more on Briar.
Be like a line?
Briarstone Island is a ways out into the bay. So from Thrushmoor, where this little triangle is, even like Briarstone Island down here, wherever they are, you got one triangle, and then this island is pretty small.
Yeah.
So you're not sure how those could configure into.
They said that those were older, like way older than the other ones, though.
They did.
I don't think sitting here hurting our brains thinking over it's going to cause any revelations.
Maybe we could just bring it up to Rince or something. Maybe there's like an underground
Or-
network.
We can ask Mellison when we see her.
I
Questions
thought
first.
we were killing first.
Questions first.
I don't know.
Wasn't the whole
I mean,
point.
I'm really
still
still
on
cool
team
if there's
kill
no
first.
questions.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Wasn't the whole point they wanted to eat something and look at these?
Well, we weren't really eating something. We were talking about eating something, but it's beside the point. We were talking about Carcosa, and
What is that?
it's there right there.
Apparently
Well,
it
it's
was
not there, but that's what it looks like when
supposed
you
to be
write it out.
Decadence.
See, because I
in
can read, but just that part now.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
You're doing great.
Progress.
Right then. To Old Chapel.
Might as well.
It's not too much further down the road. This park is not far from the edge of town. You continue on your way down the road past High Mart, and before long leave most of the buildings behind you. As you're moving up this old, ill-traveled, in recent years anyway, path towards what was once the center of worship in Thrushmoor, what are you all doing?
I am looking for Mellison.
Is that scouting or searching?
That is searching.
Okay.
That's actively looking.
Because she's hiding in a bush or something?
Hey, last time we saw her, she was just out in High Mart, so
She's just a person that lives a life.
she is, and I want to end that life.
The goal now. Gonna add to my kill count. Fair enough. How about you, Easy?
I'm also searching.
Okay, we got searching table.
Yeah.
Looking for
I'm
Rex.
searching for Reese first, Melissa second.
I knew it.
I'll be recalling knowledge because I'm still thinking about the weird symbols and why you know what they mean and I don't have a clue.
Fair enough. Let me put something together.
I'll be investigating.
So we got thinking and we got looking. We got a very easy table divide here. Okay, I can keep that one straight in my head. Why don't you two roll me some, take society or religion, whichever you want to go for, my investigators. Tell me what you're doing, though, because it's going to be a different kind of information either way.
Religion.
Society.
Okay. Religion, what'd you get?
Religion, 9 on the die, 19.
With a 19, you would know that the position of this church clearly is very different from New Chapel. New Chapel's kind of just on one of the little bay aisles of Thrushmoor. It's much more centralized in the middle of town. The location of Old Chapel being, the cats are out here too.
Yeah.
Location of Old Chapel being out here a little bit more removed from the town indicates that it was a less, I guess it was intended to be like a less public church when it was built. Almost more, not a cloister, but more a place that would only be visited, and it would almost be like a miniature pilgrimage for people to town that wanted to come out here. It's out of the way enough to be a little bit of a journey out into the woods, rather than just being immediately available place of worship. It would have been more secluded and probably been more focused on the lives of the monks or the clerics that lived within.
And that's Old Chapel or New Chapel?
That's Old Chapel, rather than the New Chapel you have now, which is clearly just meant to be a very much more public Pharasman worship hall.
City chapel, country chapel.
Exactly. And what did you get for society?
Only a 29.
Only a 29. You would have heard a little bit about Old Chapel, just being around town this past week or so, and the journey out here, this trail is clearly mostly grown over and largely worn away. Very few, if any, people have walked through this hard-packed dirt in years. And from what you've heard about the building itself, it's probably not doing much better. Old Chapel, from what you've heard, was pretty much just all but abandoned for New Chapel. And it came kind of at a good time because the building wasn't built particularly well and was already starting to fall into a little bit of disrepair before they even moved into Central Thrushmoor anyway. And before long, you would come within view of this building, a building far less magnificent than the New Chapel that you sleep across the street from. A wider, squat, single-leveled building with just a little pointed, spiraled steeple near its front that looks like it once had something atop it that has long since just kind of crumbled and fallen off. There's two minor wings on either side, not even like separate wings so much as just really the sides of the building that look like the roofs, and on the left side even the walls have started to kind of crumble and just fall away into disrepair. It's just a building that no one has cared about for years and years and years.
Reminding us a little bit of Briarstone, just decrepit building.
The Briarstone kind of got exploded. That was a little different. That was a very sudden and violent collapse of Briarstone.
Slow environmental.
Yeah,
collapse.
this is more like just literally overgrown, and like rotted timbers have just
just
started to
been
kind of
forgotten.
give way. And yeah, it's just been abandoned. Like they just never they moved to the new chapel and just left it here. It's far enough from Thrushmoor. It's secluded from view. Nobody has to look at it. It's just a ruin.
It's pretty realistic.
Old building near where I live, exactly like that. By
Yeah.
the way, it's like 200 years old.
They just forgot about it.
Has beams in the back holding it up.
The majority of the building is intact. It's not so in disrepair that it's like a skeleton of stone wall standing. It's just like on the outer fringes where the building was the weakest. Parts of the roof and parts of a window and a bit of a corner wall have started to come in. It looks like a tree might have fallen into it at one point. But the main bulk of the building itself, the wide front oak doors and two round, simple windows on either side, still stand as well as the day they were built.
Well, make ourselves known.
Might as well.
Wait, make ourselves known. We're not going sneaky.
The last time I
Clank,
tried to sneak,
clank.
the last 2 times I've tried to sneak have gone horribly wrong. You want me to try to do that in broad daylight?
Okay.
I mean, I can try. I'm gonna sneak up to the door.
Hey, you're gonna switch to sneaking?
I'm gonna switch to sneaking.
Okay.
I'm gonna approach the door ahead of the rest of the group. So that
You are
means-
here
Literally have to be ahead because I make so much
Yeah.
noise walking.
You are here pretty early in the morning. It is, I mean, broad daylight. It's
It
not.
is.
It's not like a super secluded grove or anything. It's heading up the. It is overgrown to some extent, but there's little that would cover you if someone were like peeping out the windows.
Yeah.
But as you approach and get close to the door, you can see that in this disrepair, the windows are so overgrown with moss and grime that you're not sure sunlight really gets through them anymore anyway.
That's great. Make my way up to the door. Do a little peeky-loo inside. This can't go horribly wrong. Last time I peeky-looed into a door, it was a boss.
The front door has a large, ornate metal lock that looks like it would fit almost like an ornamental key, almost more so than a functional one. But a quick investigation shows that it is not, in fact, latched. This key probably abandoned as long ago as the building itself was. And the front door unlatches and swings open easily. The inside is dark, but your dark vision would allow you to look around what appeared to the atrium, the foyer of this building. Little furniture or anything that hasn't been pilfered is really left immediately visible inside, and a checkered black and white tile floor, wide, almost oddly reminiscent of Briarstone's entryway. It's the only thing you could really immediately pick out from the door. It looks like the area is almost cross-shaped, extending a little bit forward and then deeper into the chapel itself or off to the side wings. A single table still sits in the middle, just forgotten. Most of its legs broken off. It's more a hunk of wood than anything.
I feel like I've seen this map before.
Yeah, it looks very familiar.
Psst, MD, I'm just thinking about that scythe trap. So just
It's okay. It can't happen twice. There's no way.
They're not gonna do it again. They're gonna have a second scythe trap
I mean, it could just be a big rock this time. Or
or a gun.
Who said good?
I'm gonna motion for the rest of them to come up. At least the front door is empty.
light my lantern.
Just
I'll-
going ahead and walk in.
Cast light on my bow.
Oh,
So I have a little headlamp.
the green beacon.
Yes.
Oh, I guess.
Yeah.
It makes me feel safe though when I.
Okay, that's fair.
Make
It's
your way
also-
inside. You can see that the interior has fared a fair bit better than the outside. The door being closed has sheltered it from the worst of the elements, and it's musty and, again, ill-kept, but little worse than that. From the inside, The dust is thick enough you can see that clearly some people have come through here. There are a couple of doors throughout these kind of crossed passageways that lead different directions. And it looks like many of the ones that lead deeper into the church have been used. As you come in and get a view around the wing to the right here, you can see something extremely odd that you have no... I'm going to attempt to describe it, but you really have little frame of reference for what the hell you're looking at. 5 foot tall, leathery, pods, almost. The best way I can describe it is like a fleshy seed pod. A little wider at its base, bellowed out, and then coming almost to a point at its tip. There have some thin, ribbing running top to bottom of what they are, of whatever they are. There are 4 of them, just sort of clustered up to the right side around this corner, just sitting there.
How far away are we from them?
You're probably 25, 30 feet from them.
Does the dust trails look like they go near that or avoid that?
Or away from it.
You can see through here, there's a decent amount of walkways. You can see a much thicker, rougher spot. Through the dust is I guess ironically, a cleaner spot where it's clearly been mussed away a bit. It looks like where they were hauled there. And on the right side of the area, you can see a lot of strange marks, even grooves, scratches in the tile.
What is flesh pod?
You'd have to, there's a distance. You have no idea what it is from here. It's a weird
I'll
flesh pod.
approach. I'm not gonna get within.
Yeah, I'm
touching
assuming.
distance,
I'm
but-
not assuming you'll walk up and just put your hand
Yeah.
up.
Lick it.
What
He's
do you
gonna
mean?
Is it warm?
but, I'll get a closer look at him.
Coming towards it, I assume you got your weapons out because you have no idea what exactly.
Oh, yeah.
A, what you're going to run into in the church in the first place. B, what the hell are these?
Yeah.
You get a little closer, just trying to look and see what this is. And when you get about maybe 15 feet out from the nearest one, you can see that one of these supporting ribs, these almost like veins coming to the outside of this, has a seam down the middle. As you get closer, it opens a little bit. And from inside,
No.
a beak
No.
kind of pokes out.
No thanks.
It cocks a little,
No.
what look like 2 different pairs of nostrils on the top and bottom, kind of sniffing, visibly pulsating. As it opens a little bit and a thin, almost mosquito-like proboscis just sort of shoots out and scents the air around it before this thing unfurls entirely.
No.
This pod is a set of wings
no.
that are wrapped around a horrific vulture insect creature that cocks its head, sniffing both with its nostrils and with this proboscis shooting out from its beak towards the group of you as it takes a step forward and the other 3 start to unfurl as well. It is definitely time to fight, and I'm going to need some initiative, my friends.
No.
Can I roll?
That
No.
was big.
Stop that.
Yeah.
That one looks pretty big.
Sneaky when we approach
Very
this.
large.
That's a whole hallway.
Okie dokie. Easy. What do you got?
I got a 16. Questions first with these.
Questions first, weird vulture bug demons. How about you, Andy?
28.
20. We got okay. 12-point divide here. Where are we going on the scale?
I'm gonna re-roll my 4.
That's probably maybe wise. You are in the front.
To a 19,
Ooh.
so I'm a 27.
Ooh. Tammy.
I'm behind him. He got a 28.
Oh. Oh, yeah, you were big high.
I got a 28.
Who wants to go first?
Me. Or Cammy.
I'll buff. Me first.
Me
I
first.
buff hat.
I buff. Me first.
I have
It would matter
stuff
if
to
it
do.
it would matter if it was MD.
These creatures definitely, I mean, they're solidly they're not getting it. They're not getting it. They're in the 12-point void, 11-point void between Easy and Trey there. And Cammy, as you see these things start to open up, you were investigating.
Yes.
What is your occultism?
13.
13, you say. Beep, boop, 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 bop. Looking at these things are they're odd. They're
Fair.
looking at their biology and trying to, you have no idea what they are, and trying to fathom something simple about what they might be based on this incredible mishmash of parts, these vulture beaks, this proboscis, these almost insectile, giant, multifaceted eyes, fleshy bat-like wings. It's impossible to get like an overall sense of what they might do. But the shape of their beak and that proboscis that shoots out from it tells you that these are blood feeders, and that beak is going to be very much designed to bite on and hold while that proboscis goes ahead and does its work.
Ugh. Mosquitoes!
I mean, that's accurate.
That works.
Very angry mosquitoes.
Okay.
They are horrible little
Well, let's
creatures.
see.
Sully's worst nightmare.
Oh gosh, I hate it desperately. Well. First things first, I'm gonna go ahead and sort of tap Trey on the shoulder behind, like, do your thing. That's stoke the heart. That's why I'm here. Those are awful. Jeez.
What's she gonna play?
They are horrid little beings for sure.
Okay. I've made a decision. Gosh, they're so hideous. I'm going to look out at the one closest to us as it's starting to approach us, and just kind of like, no, stop. This is going to be Ray of Enfeeblement.
Please no.
So I'm going to make a ranged spell attack. Okay. 16 on the die, so that's 27.
27 is absolutely going to hit.
Yes, excellent. It wouldn't happen to be a critic,
No.
would it? Okay. Well, you make a foot save then.
Ray of Enfeeblement could trigger your bless card.
That's why I'm doing it.
We were thinking about spells that made attack rolls.
That's
earlier.
why I took it.
I'll let you have it. I got 3 villain points, but it feels wasteful to spend it on one of 4 weird bug vultures. He's gonna get a 13 on that fortitude save.
Okay. He is enfeebled too.
All right, now one on the
So
front
suck
is.
it, huh?
as
Yeah,
he
that's my turn.
As he unfurls, he kind of staggers a bit in this step, almost faltering a little as it tries to move
Or
forward.
is it just enfeeble?
It's just enfeebled.
It's just enfeebled.
a regular player.
It's
Spell DC is
enfeebled
not
too,
that high.
though.
It is.
And
Nice.
Trey, positioning. Take the lead. I'm gonna hold turn until after Trey goes.
all right, then Trey.
He's gonna hold turn until after I go.
No, I'm gonna do something slightly different than normal, because I got a card that I really want to use, and I think this is a good opportunity to use it. So I'm going to move up to the first gap between the front two,
Okay.
and then from there I'm going to initiate a Dread Marshal stance and just kind of a cold look will go over my face. What is at level DC for just at DC?
You are 5. It's 20.
Alrighty. Alright, I made the DC. Not a crit, so I get a 10-foot aura. And then
It is you. You are the 10 foot.
I am the 10-foot aura. And then I'm going to hit the one to my right
Okay.
with or hit the one below me with combat grab.
Yeah, I got what you meant. The one that is currently quite
Yes,
enfeebled.
the one that will be in his line of fire, basically.
He's got thoughts. He's thinking. He's pondering.
Is it
He's
worth
contemplating the reroll.
re-rolling? Because this card is way too valuable to re-roll for what would just be a funny haha.
So what we got?
That is still an 18 on a 2. Because I'm
And
a
it's
fighter.
Fort DC, or is it a hit roll?
I'm hitting.
Oh, 18. Yeah, 18.
Yeah, it's not going to connect, but I'm a fighter. That's not a small number.
Yeah, you take a swing, reaching at it, but you're kind of focused on trying to get the the R out, trying to get this. I don't know if it's inspiration so much as fear, but MD, as trade charges in, you are up next.
Seeing an opening, I'm actually going to move to slip behind the one he's in front of.
Just sit
That's
here.
what we're here for.
Let's go.
And then the one that's between us, I'm going to just hit with the club, my brand new enchanted club, and then swing at it with the War Razor afterwards. This is going to be 2 attacks.
Okie dokie.
First one with the club, 14 on the die, so it's a 28 total.
28 on its flat-footed is going to critically hit.
It is now
you
frightened.
You bring this club around, and you get a position around behind this thing. Its wings are opening up, this pod's unfurling, completely exposing its sides and its back. Where this is the absolute beautiful moment for the rogue. You bring this club in and just smash, and you feel your club hit and sink in, but it doesn't seem to really affect it very much. What would normally, in anything shaped vaguely like this, be the vital organ pile, just seems to be a lump of flesh and muscle. It is immune to precision damage, and its anatomy is so odd, it is immune to critical hits. You will get a normal hit.
Well, you know what we say about that?
You do get
Crit spec. Not that it matters.
You do get 2 bonus damage for being in my aura.
So,
And a reroll for Trey is needed. He's got uses for the points he has. Scott in South Dakota.
Hey, you use
so
them, you
damage,
get them.
4, 8, 10, 12 damage.
12 damage. Still a solid hit, though.
And then coming back around with the dagger.
And I got endure the onslaught. May fire temper you and blades harden your resolve. A Kelid proverb.
13 on the die. So it is going to be a total of a 23
23 will definitely hit.
with the little cutty dagger.
Little knife.
So it's going to be a total of 12 more damage. And I'm going to go ahead and use this really specific hero point right
Okay.
now. Play after making 2 successful consecutive melee strikes against the same target with 2 different weapons.
That's the thing that you do.
What on
The target
earth?
takes 1d6 persistent bleed damage and is sickened 1 until the bleeding stops.
Ooh.
Okay. Fair enough.
So he took another 12 damage
So,
from the dagger.
yeah,
You had
you-
to complete a whole essay question.
So you, though you can't seem to find any vulnerable organs in this thing, any particular weak spot where it should be, you can still cut it open and it's certainly still bleeding.
I'm going to immediately play the card that I just got.
All right.
Play it any time. Give a creature you can see resistance 5 to all damage until the start of my next turn. You have resistance 5.
That seems wise. he is kind of in the middle of everything right now. And
Teamwork.
as we come around,
I gave
that's
you
a really
4
good
extra
idea.
damage and 5 DR to whatever's about to happen to
Your
you.
2 hits, even though you can't seem to, again, find anything vital to strike at here, your 2 hits rack this thing. They don't seem to be particularly sturdy. Under these big leathery wings, their almost, again, insectile bodies are thin and somewhat frail. And these 2 strikes are enough to stagger one of them pretty well. But you are surrounded by a lot of them now. 2 of them, the 2 that are in front of Trey as he rushes in, are going to reach out towards him, as the 2 further in the back are just going to turn and taloned hands rake towards MD. So we'll start with the first one. First one on Trey. It's a natural 20.
Oh my gosh.
Now Trey's immune to critical damage because his anatomy
Yes.
is so
Yeah.
weird.
He's got.
Funny you
He's
should
a
ask.
weirdly shaped hobgoblin. He doesn't take critical hits. You are definitely gonna get this first claw reaching in, and it is going to punch, scrabbling across your armor. You feel these claws strangely flexile. They're not the hardened talons you would expect. They bend and warp, and they kind of worm around the cracks in your plate, reaching, puncturing, and raking in underneath. You are going to take 16 points of slashing damage. That is the crit, yes. 16 points of
Oh.
slashing damage.
Feeling a little better.
I'm not concerned about that.
I'm concerned about the grab.
And it's got its talent.
Yeah,
in
that's
it.
the
It's
part
got a
that
hold of
sucks.
you.
I was feeling really good for
And
like
once it's got a
5
hold,
seconds.
you see this beak go down and try to latch right onto where it is, and you feel this proboscis, this thin tendril whipping around in your armor. I
Ew.
need you to make me a fortitude save.
I can't wait to have the rogue feat, or it's not precision damage, it's just more
Yeah.
weapon damage for this.
This doesn't have manipulate on it, does it?
No, this is.
Because that'd be real funny.
Just stop.
No, don't.
That is going to be a 19 total.
19 is the number that you need.
Not a critical failure.
So you, not a failure.
Yeah,
19.
not- okay.
19 is the like.
Number we need.
Is just
I'm not
enough for you
drained.
to kind of, you know, blood drinkers doing something.
Absolutely.
you to try to kind of push and twist and force back against this.
Oh, I got an occultism check because I was also recalling knowledge. Plus 10.
Okay. You can also. Oh, no, they have a ton of stuff going on that wasn't immediately apparent when Colby tried to sneak attack
Their
him.
DC for their blood sucking is 19.
You.
Whoa.
I don't know what else to
Write
give you,
that
man.
down.
They're, they
A
look like
weakness.
they're pretty. Don't have any. like
there you
they're,
go.
They're
They're weak to
pretty
dying.
weak. I mean, though MD can't get any sneak attacks or crits
How
in.
about can they understand
He's hitting them pretty
language?
hard. It seems
Are they
like
from
hitting them with
around
pretty much
here?
anything is going to be sufficient to
No weakness, no
bring them
strength.
down. Yeah, they're not. Nothing is going to work any better than anything else, really.
Will
get
they
bit.
understand me
yeah, don't
if I
get bit.
say no? Please don't do that.
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
The second one next to Trey, as the first one has you grabbed, is just going to attempt to bite at you. He's going for
sickened.
the launch.
That one's
He is sickened, so he's got a -2. So
sickened.
it's only a 26 to hit.
That'll hit.
Fun fact is that barely hits you, and that was a very high roll. You are,
Wait, sickened and enfeebled.
they don't stack.
Ah, true.
They're both status penalties. This one's jaws are going to take the opportunity while you're kind of held in place to deal 15 points of piercing damage. As he kind of bites and crunches onto you, he stands back up for a moment. You all see the blood get kind of pulled out from Trey's wound just from the crunch of this beak. And this second creature opens its mouth and lets out a shriek. And you see these multifaceted eyes, these insectile, like bulging spheres, right out behind its beak, start to glow a dull red as it tastes blood. And it is just, it's going to go crazy trying to bite at Trey again.
No fort save on this one.
It didn't grab you. It's just biting.
Okay.
Absolutely, definitely not hitting on the second attack is a 14, and the third wild bite is an actual natural one. So
Oh my gosh.
He's going wild.
he's multiple deck penalties, a hell of a drug. He's going nuts. He's not getting very far. Similar story in the back with MD. As the first one attempts to bite down on him, this one is not enfeebled. It's going to be a 25.
25 will get me.
25 will get you 8 points of piercing damage. And as it bites into you, you will see it will pull back, and you'll see a similar glow start to come out of its eyes as it attempts to bite you again. I'll do and point that one.
Another now.
Deserved.
I'm stacked. Ooh,
I feel targeted.
spicy. The second attack is gonna be a 27.
27
That's a hit.
gets me again. I'm kind of
They're not
focused on the
crits.
one right in front of
Yeah,
me.
as you do feel like it's definitely increasing in ferocity after it tastes blood on you. This second attack going to do 11 points of piercing damage, and then a wild third swing, not going to land. The final one of these, biting out at you as well. 26.
Yes.
Land the first bite. 12 points of piercing damage. Its eyes light up too. The 3 of them ignited now as it tries to keep you from running, swiping out with a claw to try to hold you in place.
You don't
Jeez.
have to worry about me running.
It's the turn that never ends. It's the
Got a lot of Batmans.
what?
16, not gonna hit with the claw. And just one wild last swipe, not gonna land.
Bat its hand away. Stop that.
Got really
Once they-
serious, really fast.
Once they taste blood, you can clearly all see them go crazy. Their attacks become wild and feral, often missing their mark as they just near flail towards you in strange twitching attacks, but also with an incredible amount of increased vigor and ferocity. Easy.
Okay, well, I'm pulling out my new bow. Haven't used this yet, and I'm gonna try to drown out the sound of chewing. My friend's being gnawed on. So, this chapel got a mosquito squatter. You shouldn't have stagnant water. Don't let
Minor
him
these
bite.
things are like 5 feet tall.
It's a very big pool.
Trey, don't let him bite. Although I'm not worried since you can't be fright. These bugs are cannon fodder, and that's courage.
And that's
And
courage.
that's courage. Then I'm gonna find a nice piece of sharp rubble. I'm gonna be like, I don't like these sucking flies. They got buggy eyes. Here's hoping it dies. And I'm gonna telekinetic projectile.
All right, you fling at the one that's been hit already?
The one that's green.
Oh, the feeble one. All right, fair
Well,
enough.
or the one that's been hit.
The one that's been hit is the one like right in between Trey and
If I could do it.
Curved bullet.
MD. I mean, I'll let you throw it. It's gonna have soft cover, so it's just +1 AC, but they don't seem like they're having much trouble hitting them.
Okay, 15 plus
I'm
11.
sure you hit it. You hit it.
26.
How many?
I'm confident you hit it.
3d6.
His AC is not high.
Ah,
Oh, this one has smooth edges. Okay,
Likes the party too.
so 10 plus 4 is 14.
And as that one shoots right through,
15.
15, that rock is going to punch through the first of these things, shattering right through this like chitinous skin that it has, and just blasting it over in a toppled heap.
Let's go.
Him.
okay. Sustain. First action done. I'm going to. Oh, jeez. I'm going to look at this one that's currently sucking the life out of Trey. And I'm going to squint my eyes and focus very, very hard, imagining like a giant proboscis of my own poking into its needle of vengeance.
All right, solid.
Okay, yeah, that's a basic will save. Oh, will save. Got excited there.
He's gonna get a 21.
Oh, why? Dude,
As
stop that.
your magic, what looks like it might be a truly simple creature to overwhelm its mind, you find your magic strangely resisted by a complex and intelligent mind.
Well, that succeeds, so I guess we're done here. Oh my god, I got one more move, but they're immune to precision damage. This isn't a good time for me. I'm gonna pick. You said that the legs are broken off of this table.
Yeah, it's kind of just like sunk down inside the ground. It's more like little feet at the bottom. 'Cause it's like a wide, big table. But yeah, there's like a 8 inches of just the leg at the bottom that just kind of snapped off.
Ah, grab one of those.
Stick.
Does that take my action to grab it? Right.
Yeah, you pick it up. You got a stick now.
Cool.
You're
Yeah,
ready.
no, that's my turn.
Self-defense stick.
Nice.
As-
Good moves.
As this first one falls, it does release Trey, fortunately, just leaving the 3 red-eyed beasts here that have tasted blood. And as you go to turn your attention to the next one down the line, all 3 of them, in unison, rear back and screech again. A strange, almost chittering, warbling, high-pitched sound that pierces through the room. And in a whoa
No.
from Link
Nuh-uh.
But is it also
1429.
an auditory? Is it also an auditory effect?
It's an auditory effect. It's not an auditory effect.
Okay.
You can, it's not a save though.
Yeah.
It's just
Oh.
a stress check.
It's just a stress check.
Okay. Well, I don't know what
Would
that
you
means.
consider a stress check a fear effect?
No.
I'm afeared.
That's unfortunate.
No, if it was a fear effect, I'd never get him again.
I need a stress check from everybody.
So counterperformance does nothing.
Because it helps you with a saving throw, but there's not a save on this.
Hey,
It's just
oh, it is
stress.
a Yeah,
it's still there.
It's just a
Okay.
flat check.
Don't touch it. I need that.
I rolled a 19 and then went over to a 9.
Ooh, a 9. 2 points.
I
How about you?
don't like that. Because 8 gets less. 8 gets 1 point, right? Does an 8 get?
2
I'm-
Is
points.
it golf
I'm
rules? You're
orange.
going for.
By the
Yeah.
way, I'm
1914. We're
19,
fine.
14. You guys
You got the
are
tracker
okay.
wrong. You gave Marius 2 stress.
Oh, I did, but I give Marius and not you.
Well, you got the right color.
Well, we don't know what he's going through right now.
You too.
He could be having a bad day.
He might be stressed somewhere else. It throws me when you guys move off the colors I have.
I'm stressed that my
haven't moved my
counterperformance
seat.
didn't.
Ooh, you're very close to breaking easy.
Is that 8?
You're at 8.
Nice.
Trey.
So
We
I
still
really.
have my pesh. You can have some. You can-
I might.
no, it worked really good last time.
I
So
need
I-
something else. I need to move from toxic relationship to toxic
To
addiction.
drugs.
Yeah. I really
Hey,
don't
don't
like
friend dump
these
me. I do
things.
patch now.
They've been munching on me.
You do be biting.
So I'm going to Intimidating Glare as I just turn to focus entirely on this one.
Okay.
For a 17.
17 is not quite going to do it. You look at this thing, but it's consumed by this bloodlust.
Well, you know what's better than Intimidating Glare?
Hitting it.
Knockdown.
Well, knockout works.
As I'm right up against it, and I'll just shove the spear right into what is the approximation of its gut. For an 8 on the die, which is still going to be a 24.
24 hit.
Fighter thing.
Fighter things. You gotta love fighter
And then,
things, man.
as part of hitting it with knockdown, an athletics check to knock it down. That's a 13 on the die, so a 24. And I will finally get to use it. I have had this thing on me forever.
Oh, he has a thing.
A wolf fang pendant. I get to apply my strength modifier to damage while tripping.
It takes 4 damage.
It takes 4 damage, and it's now prone.
It's prone. It's getting hit. It's taking 4 damage.
But wait, there's more. Battle cry.
Oh, I dropped it.
he threw it
Battle
too
cry.
viciously. He's excited.
So
What?
I get to demoralize every enemy within 30 feet of me, as if I had used Dazzling Display, because this is a really cool card, and I want to use
Okay,
it.
make me an intimidate check to the 3 remaining creatures.
So, to be fair, that's not great. That's a 20 total.
It's just a regular demoralize, right? Just against their normal
to
DC.
my knowledge, yes.
20's not gonna do it, but they do all see a very fearsome display as you knock one of their brethren here to the ground. And you did still hit him too, so he gets all the damage with the regular attack.
Yeah, that is 20, and I get to do... Well, they're gone.
He's losing his mind. He's going crazy.
Are they both over there?
Oh, there were
There were two.
I did.
Oh no.
It's not my turn for a minute. I'll go. No, you go ahead. I'm gonna find
got
it.
it.
You got it.
No.
I'm going on a
I'm
scavenger
gonna be
hunt.
like, I got some
So-
time.
It took 4 damage,
Yep.
and then 3, 5, 9, 12 damage.
12 plus the 4, so 16.
Yeah.
Okay. 16 points of damage and knock him to the ground.
I hit pretty hard.
You do a little bit of slapping. MD.
Slap.
You're starting to feel a little bit stressed.
Oh,
No, not
very
true.
much so. It's been a very stressful past like 24 hours. MD, being the smart man that he is, I'm going to take a 5-foot step down into the corner.
They did not seem to be intelligent enough to take the obvious opportunity to flank you.
That's what I'm banking on, that they're dumber than me. So, and then I'm gonna just do 2 very quick attacks. I'm gonna twin flame, starting with the club, ending with the dagger. So with the club, it is a 5 on the die for a total of a 19. For a total of a 19.
19's just gonna miss. You're gonna cut through a little. Well, you're not gonna cut your club. You're gonna bash against its
20.
wing. 20 will hit.
We do have inspired
20
courage.
will hit.
Yeah.
20 will do it. That's the number that you need.
That is the number that I need. So for a total of 2, 4, 8. 9
damage. 9
Yeah,
damage.
you don't have my +2 because you're out of the aura now.
Yeah, no more aura. I was hoping for a crit so I can just knock him back because I remember I have crit spec.
Bake him.
Yeah, knock him 10 feet back.
Like
into
in the
flanking.
knife.
But here comes the knife. For an 18 on the die.
Ooh, your knife's gonna hit.
It is a total of a.
Well, they can't take crit damage, but the knife's
Can't
gonna
take
hit.
crit damage, but crit spec.
That's true.
I'm remembering crit spec for the first time in my life. It's a total of a 29.
29 will crit. So
Yeah.
you will get your crit specialization, even though he's not going to take the bonus damage.
So
These are among the very few immune to critical hits monsters.
here's my 2d4 max
Ooh.
damage.
Whoa.
So 4, 4, 12, 13, and then it's for knife. It is bleeding, 1d6 persistent bleed damage, and I gain an item bonus to this bleed damage equal to the weapon item bonus to attack rolls.
The one that was bleeding is on the ground extremely bleeding, but now this one is also bleeding. Which is good because it's time for the angry bug beings again.
Also, I'd like to thank
It's that
Arcadis for that
time
rending
again,
strike.
kids.
They are absolutely mindlessly savaging. As a MD steps down, the one out of range will immediately step up to follow him, lashing out with a claw once again, trying to just grab hold and keep him in place from retreating. With 17 to hit.
Stop that.
And then just following up with a wild bite from his beak. Absolutely not going to land either. The other one next to you is just going directly for the beak. He is hungry and he wants the blood. That rolled into a die holder. That was weird. This one's going to do a little better with a 29,
29 will definitely hit.
which is going to deal 18 points of piercing damage in a very powerful bite. And then he will swipe his claw as well for a 24.
Had that one. The bite has me reeling, so the claw gets to me.
For 14 points of slashing damage as his claws reach around your breastplate and you are going to be grabbed as well. How you looking?
I just took a total of 32 damage. 51 minus 32. That's some maths.
Yeah, conscious.
I'm-
Conscious is
I'm
what we're looking
awake.
for. Awake. He's and held up as two
Yeah.
of these things now have you grabbed and pinned in this corner as they feast. The last one remaining enfeebled near the front, staggering a little bit, trying to get a hold of Trey just to make it easier to bite into him.
Does he stand up?
He is going to absolutely stand up, yes.
boy.
Give him the whap.
Yeah.
That is going to be a 28.
That's going to hit him.
Bonk.
I was going to credit him for crit spec reasons, but it's going to hit him.
He's now
Flat-footed.
clumsy 1.
Oh, it's clumsy.
Yeah.
You're using-
Spears.
Oh, you're using a spear, right? I'm thinking Red Destiny still. He's enfeebled 2 and clumsy 1. He's having a bad day.
And he will take 15 damage
Ooh,
That's pretty nice.
that is pretty
on
good.
2d6.
That almost knocks him down. But as he does get up, he is going to swipe for he's enfeebled still, so 26 to hit you.
Wait, what did I say? 15?
15.
Okay, yes.
Dealing 12
16.
points.
Sorry, I have a +3, not a +2.
Dealing 12 points of slashing damage and
I
grabbing
did that.
a hold of you as well. So you are both grabbed. You take, what I say, 13 points of slashing
Yes.
damage.
And
Easy.
He takes his persistent damage.
He takes persistent damage.
Oh gosh.
That's 5 damage.
He dies.
Yeah.
He said you're not you're not
That is like
grabbed.
he grabs me.
Wait.
It's the hands.
Oh, you're the one right, the one next to you takes persistent damage. He is fine.
Okay.
I was thinking Trey is for
Wait,
some
you are
reason.
still grabbed.
You are
I am
both
still
still
grabbed.
grabbed.
Oh, okay. Well,
Not for long.
Easy.
Yeah.
Feeling very stressed right now.
Yeah.
I am feeling stressed. Do I proceed?
You can go ahead, sir.
Okay. Well, okay. Well, if you close your eyes, you can't see these monstrous flies. I'm feeling stressed. Might do some pesh. Yeah, that sounds wise. That's continuing courage.
I feel very inspired. right now.
Very.
Everybody else is jamming while they're fighting, and then they're like, "What?"
Don't listen to the lyrics. Just hear the music.
So listen to the beat, man. It's
Just
cool.
listen to the beat. Don't worry.
Don't think about the lyrics
I'm
too
having a
much.
crisis right now.
If you play it backwards,
Yeah, no, it's one of
The
those songs
DJ's
that
just
you
like,
don't
"Help
listen to the
me,
lyrics.
I'm-"
It's like,
It's one of those songs that has a really catchy, like upbeat
All
tune, but
the
the song
other
itself is
kids
actually
with
very
something.
depressing.
This is a cry for help. Please.
If you don't listen to the lyrics, it's a great song.
his health is falling, but MD is strong. Let's hope this hero point keeps things from going wrong.
Yeah.
Scott in South Dakota for
Yeah.
MD.
And then-
Live, brother.
Tuck and roll.
Tuck and roll.
Tuck
Too
and
high.
roll.
You tuck and roll out of a corner. You're low grab right now. They're getting a little handsy with you. They're pretty hungry.
Hey,
Or
what?
use this for the side. So, looking at MD having a great not time. So,
That's
MD
English for you.
You
Yeah.
can see there's two of them. The one that Trey's fighting, and the one, not the one that has grabbed onto MD, but the one that's just trying to eat him, are both pretty heavily injured.
Yeah, but also MD's also heavily injured. So I'm
Sure
gonna
is.
be like, well,
MD's always heavily injured.
MD is slick, but these bugs have given him quite the prick. So hear this word and be spurred. Heal up quick. And that's soothe. Level 2.
Level 2, 2d8 plus 6,
2d10.
2d10.
10 plus 8.
8.
Not heal, soothe. My brain works.
Pretty nice.
Minimum healing.
11, yeah, plus
Plus
4.
8.
It's 8.
4 per level, yep. So
Yeah,
19.
19.
That doubles my health.
19 health. Hey, that's good.
Hey,
And you roll for stress?
And you get, 50-50, see if you get a stress back.
I rolled, what is that, 11?
hey,
The number that
hey!
you
My better.
need. Little
I
bit
can
of
help
stress
others, but not
recovery.
myself.
It's like a
Tammy,
therapist.
you're
Now-
in the back just watching these strange creatures and an absolute brawl with Trey and MD here, who are holding up fairly well to their very vicious onslaught.
Now you might say, you might think that considering my last turn, I would take a different approach. So I'm gonna stoke, and then I'm gonna, I'm gonna, yeah, you feel it. I'm gonna raise up my new stick, and really like lock on with. I'm gonna shake it at him. Oh, you little rascal! That's Needle of Vengeance again.
You better stop.
You better.
You better
Stop
cut that
That's
out.
at the one that's currently sucking the blood out of
Better-
MD.
25.
Okay, well, that's fine.
You're trying.
Anyways, I'm throwing this stick.
Which one? I guess probably. I'd say you could throw it at the closest one. It's just kind of a stick. Make me a ranged attack roll.
I will. I will do that.
No, you won't.
Will. Yeah, it's an 18.
19?
It's
Oh,
clumsy
it's
one.
a 19.
19, he's clumsy one. 19 hits him. Bonk. Roll me.
What is it worth?
D6.
D10, right? 12?
You want me
oh,
D6
whoa, really?
and
20?
add your strength
Okay,
modifier.
sorry, what you
Add
said.
subtract-
D6 and add your strength modifier.
D6
And add
minus
one.
D6
one.
plus your strength.
So
It's a
D6.
flat d6.
Oh, yeah, then flat
Yeah.
because you're inspired. So just a D6.
That's.
Did she kill it?
5.
Ooh.
He's dead.
Yeah.
Yes!
You gotta kill.
Hey, grab the hold of Trey, and then you just see the stick go boom. Hit him right in the bulbous eye, and he just crumples.
You see Carrie on the side like, yeah!
He was almost holding himself up on Trey, and he just gets clocked and just collapses.
Hey, never underestimate the power of throwing a stick.
Trey!
So seeing this one fall, a stick hits it, it just kind of falls down.
Confusion. Hey, she
Jimmy's a
threw
slow-
All
it
right then.
pretty hard
I'm going
for a
to
child.
5-foot step up and to the right, so they're both 10 feet away from me.
Oh, I see. Okay, you're going up to the top end. All right.
And then poke out at the one that looks weak.
Fair enough.
Pokey pokey. Do the pokey pokey.
For a 20 total
That'll hit him.
on a 4.
21.
Fighter!
Everything barely.
Can I
I
possibly
just
not
roll
kill
dice
it?
because it's fun.
Yeah. All right, so that's almost minimum damage. So 1, 2, 3, 7, 10.
11.
Nope, because I've got a plus
Oh,
3.
yeah.
That's me pulling my weight.
Tandle, the one that's already really hurt.
Yeah.
Tandle, put that one down too.
Yeah.
I'm not grabbed anymore.
Okay, you are no longer grabbed.
No longer grabbed.
Okay, now this last one has not been touched yet.
Pathfinder's
This one's about to
easy.
get touched.
Touch him.
And that will be
We need a 9 because you're -5. If you hit him exactly on a 4, you need a 9 now, right? On the die because you're -5.
Yes. I was thinking +9 for some reason. No, it's a 21 total. I
You
got a
got
10.
him. Poke him. He's just handing out pokes.
We're doing it, kids.
Poke, poke.
That's what we come here to see. Murdering strange avian insect monsters.
Cool. Slightly higher. 5, 6, 10, 13 damage.
He's been touched.
Pretty
He has
good
been a
little
poked.
poker there. MD.
Get 'em.
We're just swinging for the fences now.
Okay, just go
We're gonna
nuts.
start with a twin fane
Roll
club.
twice.
Whoa.
And if you are below half, then you add an extra weapon die. If you're below a quarter, add 2 weapon die.
If you're what?
Health.
I'm
Or
not
health.
below
Oh,
half.
okay.
You still get to roll twice.
Oh, no.
Okay, well we're starting with we're twin feigning, which I'm gonna attack with the dagger or the club and then the dagger. Start with the
It's a
club.
hero point power, by the way.
Natural 20.
Yeah. Oh, you hit him.
I
He
hit
is-
him. Hey,
he's-
I
he's
push him
close.
10 feet towards Trey and I follow him. So that's what's important here.
Hit him hard enough to fling him all the way back into the north wall here, right up next to a door that you can see, and just bash him.
Damage. 5.
You got an extra damage die in there too.
I'm not below half.
Oh, you're
Put
not
me-
below
He
half.
put me above half.
Should have never healed.
You shouldn't have healed
5,
him.
9,
It
11,
turned-
12 again.
It
That's-
turned the red tear stone ring off.
And then with the dagger, it gets this flat-footed against this one. Twin Fane, 13 on the die.
I'm sure you hit him.
26.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
23.
I'm confident that you hit him
Yeah.
flat, but it
Poke,
was 60 on the die.
Poke, poke, poke. For 1, 4, 8,
10.
10. 10. And then you know what? I have 1 extra action. I have a full round of this.
Go nuts, buddy. One round him. You got it.
15 on the die. Plus 6, so 21.
That'll do it.
How do you end this?
It's literally you
From
see
full health to dead in 2 initiative entries.
MD just takes the club and slams it into him, pushes him against the wall, and just stabs at him vigorously with a not stabbing instrument.
And you feel this knife just punching through his chitinous outside, this almost exoskeleton. It's as much an exoskeleton as it is just skin. It's something you can't even really define. You're just desperately trying to find something vulnerable to poke, to cut through, and you just can't. But eventually just the sheer trauma of repeated beatings and stabbings overwhelms it anyway, as the last of these creatures falls. They all bleed, but strangely little, almost oozing more than their wounds should be gushing, battered and destroyed as they are. These 4 lumps now scattered across the floor. Whatever these beings were, clearly there is something going on here in the old chapel. But we're going to take our midstream break. We're going to stand up, stretch our legs, handled that one fairly well. It was
Actually, relatively smooth.
fairly clean.
Easy.
Oh.
Easy. Yeah.
Easy.
Got us a lot of hits in there too.
Yeah.
Surely, things will remain that way as we continue our adventures deeper into the church to see what the hell is even here. Don't go too far, everybody. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. As we had left off we had made our way out to Thrushmoor's abandoned old Pharasman chapel. Following some information from the Sleepless Detective Agency in town, that maybe we could find something about what Cammy's old friend Mellison may be up to out here. And so far, all we found is a flock of insect, vulture, bat, demon things. Though they were stricken down fairly cleanly, they were horrifying and awful creatures to face for certain. And our 4 adventurers now left standing alone in the strangely bloodless atrium where they'd fought them. Who do we have? We'll go the other way around this time. Here's our brief reintroductions.
We have Cammy, an itty-bitty gnomish witch who just found her new favorite stick.
It was a good stick.
And it was a good stick.
It's a great stick.
Howdy, I'm Derp, and I play Trey, the Hobgoblin frontline fighter.
I'm MD, covered in a lot of blood, my own.
Mostly yours.
That came from them as they died. And I play a full orc rogue.
I'm Easy. I'm a human bard, just normal. Play good music, and it made my friends do well.
Very
Just an average
normal
guy.
guy. Just an average dude. Average looking.
18 charisma, perfectly average.
Reasonable guy.
So fine.
Cammy and MD. Cammy and MD now have matching sticks.
Heck yeah.
You got the, what, Ghoul Bonker 9000
The
front?
gold, the gold.
And you have, we gotta find a similar name for the table leg, but it did good work on its first outing.
Bloodsucker's demise.
Literally just a stick.
It's a club.
That is
categorically a
categorically a club.
It's a club. From this fairly
I'm gonna call it
wide
baby.
area,
Tiny.
it's hard to
Like
tell
a
what this
ladle.
space may once have been used for. It's large. It's far more than just connecting hallways. Clearly, these passages are 20 or than 130 feet across. It's a lot of big open space. This may have just been a central congregation area back when the church was in use, but over the years, even the rugs have been pinched from this place, leaving just the bare tile floor underneath. It's hard to determine. There are quite a few doorways that lead through the area, but your view from outside would have shown you that the doors at the eastern and western ends would, if they open at all, simply open to rubble. The sections on the fringes of this chapel that have started to rot and deteriorate and come down. But still a litany of options to go north into a chamber above the west flank, above the east flank, or straight up the middle.
Of these litany of options, one of them is sitting down and reaffixing a different talisman while I am healed.
Hey,
That's
Cammy, can you patch up some of these wounds?
Yes.
I have a lot more holes in me than I'd like.
A little bit of rest would probably be in order after that one. Is the group you could certainly take some time to patch up and recover from this previous battle.
I
Yeah.
cannot promise that there won't be side effects.
I don't care.
Okay.
Trust you irrevocably.
You know what happens. I don't have to tell you how your magic looks anymore. You know this power is separate, and the more you use it, the more you are sure it is separate from the rest of your magic. This is not like the magic that you call upon, that you commune with your chameleon to get. This is something innate. This is something unique to you. It's different.
Oh my goodness.
Easy. Easy. I have to say, your rhyming and your violin playing has gotten a lot better. Did you get a new bow?
Yeah, new bow. And I think Heartbreak might help.
Oh,
And I'm
he's in a
pretty
blue. I
stressed.
just looked straight now. He's in a blue period.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
2 day-
the blue period.
A week and a half out of the asylum, and he's already in a blue period.
Between your magic and your medicine skills, 30 minutes would see the group of you largely topped off, the worst of your wounds bandaged, repaired, and strangely stitched together by Cammy's odd magic.
Cammy's
Are
wonderful
there more
magic.
mushrooms?
Of course.
Okay, that's awesome.
It's a recurring theme.
It's a wonderful magic, and we love it.
Leaving the group of you as in fit physical condition as you can be to continue on.
All right,
Nobody comes to investigate. If there is anyone here, they don't come searching after the sounds of battle and the shrieking that had happened in this entryway.
I don't think there'd be people here, considering those things.
Nothing comes to investigate, people or otherwise.
All right, Trey. What's the plan going forward? Kick in the door? One by
Pretty
one?
much.
Cool. I just go to
Step aside, boys.
I just go to a door, just a door, the closest door to me.
Walking up, I suppose the easiest door for you to access would be the one on the right near where you had already fought these creatures. Heading over to this far side here, you open this door, blasting it before you just raise and boot, and just absolutely blast it open to reveal a small, looks like it's probably a living space. It's much more close quarters. It was an office of some kind, perhaps. The desk and chair are still in here, and you can see spaces where once there were some cabinets or storage of some kind before a second door on the far side leads straight through. And seeing clearly this room has been thoroughly pilfered at this point, almost bereft of furnishings. The next door would lead you further into this little cloistered living area.
Just take turns kicking the door in.
Das Boot.
Into a bedroom with little more than a rotted mattress sat in a sagging wooden frame that looks like it may once have been, well, decently impressive. Looks now clearly hasn't been used in as long as the chapel has, and a quick glance around, you're fairly confident anything that could have been useful or valuable here has long since been looted.
Well, counterclockwise, next door.
Is there another door in that little alcove?
I think that little alcove's there at dead end. I think as an office that leads into a... Oh, there's one more door. Oh, there's one more door. Just kidding. I know what I'm looking at.
Buddha.
There's one more at the far end that opens into a connecting chamber. That leads in back around to where the big double doors in the main entryway would have led through to. There's clearly a space that you've circled around, access to which would be that last set of doors on the other side. But this chamber looks like it was probably some kind of library, a study hall, a place of simple research and worship. It's a massive space. It would have been, I guess, the center of most of their studies, their scribe work, and probably much of their day-to-day, honestly. The furnishings here are massive. Huge bookshelves and racks along the walls, while everything has been taken from them, still stand intact, as well as a huge table in the center, which is not completely forsaken of things. This massive, 10 by 20 foot table in the center of the room, this looks like it's built into the floor itself, has a small scattering of little tomes, books, and journals around its fringes, mostly just kind of piled up towards the corner furthest from you, but a couple just kind of scattered around from here. The table looking almost comical with how small these little bits are and how massive this huge table for an enormous space once was.
So last time we were in the library, there was rats on top. Is there anything on top that's going to throw books at us?
No,
There's no books to throw.
These shelves are fortunately floor to ceiling, so
Okay.
there's no gap at the top of these shelves because the room is not, while it is very expansive, it's not very tall. This isn't like a vaulted ceiling area. It's not large.
Okay.
The ceiling is no higher than it is in any other room, giving it almost a cavernous kind of feel. As you can even from here see looking out across this huge chamber that's maybe like 80, 90 feet corner to corner. The ceiling is just a little sag in the middle from just the damage and weathering over time.
So, is there a layer of dust on this table? Like,
This room, while still dusty, would look like more space has been cleared and some effort has been made to clear more of the space than the entryway.
being used.
Work has been done here.
Let's go see what they were working on.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Cammy, as you come into this room, you and your very fine little sense of gnomish smell pick up what's becoming a very familiar scent to you. It is the scent of blood, fresh blood, around that table near the center of the room.
Oh, does it look familiar to me?
So you're smelling. You don't see.
The room.
The room doesn't, though.
Okay.
Good news, though.
Oh.
Good.
I have to reserve my cash for my travels next week, but I saved enough stream points to give Trey a point which he currently lacks. Scott in South Dakota coming through the channel point feature
my
too.
God.
Hero points coming from every direction. Stack this man up.
You use them, you get them.
Thank you, Scott.
Make way. Coming through.
It's pumping hero points.
Can I take a closer look at that table?
The group you approach this table, I get the space clearly meant to host relatively either large-scale projects or large numbers of denizens, clerics, and monks that would have lived and worked here. It's eerily spacious with just a small group of you walking through, having to walk dozens of feet just to get from this corner to the table in the middle, which is nothing in between. As you get closer, the scent of blood becomes stronger and stronger. It smells not like a corpse or anything, but just like raw blood, and a lot of it. You don't see any sign of it anywhere, but it smells as if there was just a basin, like a bathtub full of it,
Right above us?
right in front of you. You're looking up. You're already suspicious of the
'Cause it's
ceiling. There's,
bowed.
there's nothing up there you can see.
But it is.
I mean, it's bowed a little bit, but like it doesn't look like it's water damage. There's nothing visibly dripping
Blood
down.
damage.
It's a one-story building.
I just
too.
remembered when we opened the door and a wall of blood.
That's fair. That's the thing that's happened to you. Reasonable fear.
I'm
Those
worried about
days are
blood.
behind us.
I don't know.
What
This place looks familiar.
What could possibly happen?
It falls and we're covered
So-
in blood.
Searchers, can I get some perception checks?
To find the pile of blood.
15, 11, 26.
26?
12.
12 total? Did you roll a 1? Oh,
Oh my gosh.
12 and a 26.
Yeah.
You're looking at the table. There's stuff on it. You're interested. Easy, you're
stressed.
very stressed, unsettled by the sight of this room here, whatever this is. You're looking around for something. The table, as you're looking at
It's
it,
a mimic.
the entire table gets up and eats you.
No.
You can see that while a lot of the space around the edges clearly has been cleared off, it's not like they bothered to get up with a duster and clear out the middle of the table. The table is comically huge. The spaces that are cleared and cleaned off are just around the edges. But in the center, you can see this thick layer of grime and dust still there. And you can just barely see it's kind of very slightly wavering in places. Just like a gentle breeze was moving it about in little whirls and eddies. But
like as if it was like a puddle of. Like as if a puddle.
as if it was like
a.
a surface of sand, and gently something was like tracing across it or blowing just the lightest bits of this dust around. But there is no air moving through this room at all.
Can I throw some dirt on it? Can I just pick up some ground stuff and see if.
You're in a room.
I mean, it's a dusty
It's an
room.
old room.
And the roof is bowed, so there has to be some gravel. Some,
I mean, there's probably some like little bits of debris and gravel. It's pretty intact, but like you could probably find some like little bits of grit and just like
just
like
throw it at the center of the table.
just throw it.
Yeah.
Out there. You throw it and you cast it out across this layer of grime and dust, and they just kind of patter and they make little poofs and whirls and imprints where they land.
But the wind doesn't like swirl it about.
You see the wind stop.
Okay.
Easy.
Okay, we should get out of this room. Let's get out of this room.
And
What's up
almost
with the-
immediately
No, what's up with the
afterward,
table?
you feel something brush across you.
Oh my
Is that UMD? Don't.
And
That isn't funny.
whatever it is, it's interested.
I'm running.
And
away.
it's time to do something, whether or not that is fight. I do need you to roll initiative at this point.
All of us?
All of us.
All of us. You're all here.
Okay. Okay.
Well, easy I feel like it's reasonable to start with.
Yeah, I'll probably not start though because it's 6 plus 11.
6, 17.
17.
You're rolling great initiative today, buddy. MD.
Yeah.
14.
Good
table.
You guys. Trey.
14.
You guys are great. Who wants to go first?
Trey does.
Gabby?
Dirty 20. I did.
You did it. Didn't think that was going to be the big
I didn't either.
the high
Yeah,
watermark
no.
here, but here we are.
We
Three
don't know
of
what's
us-
happening.
Yeah, 3 of us rolled a 6 or less.
Well, I'll just go ahead and do this.
No.
No.
No. We
That's
just
not
fought
the-
monsters.
That's not the
We
thing that
just
I want.
fought
Don't worry,
monsters.
it's not a monster. It's a table with a slight breeze on it.
It's a friend.
No.
It's a friend.
Ah!
It's a friend. I like this
Easy.
place.
Feel a brief,
You threw
like
rocks at
like
it.
something, almost like walking through a forest and just like gentle branches, leaves on either side, just sort of brushing across your clothes, all kind of all over you, almost at random. And then all at once, you feel it tighten and
No.
constrict, like you're bound up, being pulled in by big, heavy ropes, or thick tentacles of some kind or something.
Well, I was gonna say this sounds like a weekend with Reese until you said tentacles.
It's a 34 to hit. You are flat-footed because you cannot see the attackers.
Okay, wait. Yeah, so that's gonna crit.
Oh, just barely misses.
Oh my gosh.
And as that pulls in and grabs, you feel an incredibly sharp pain, like a sword is driven through your shoulder, and all of you see a huge
Oh, no.
slashing ream rip down across him as you see the air around him whirl and shimmer like a haze in the desert.
Okay.
You are gonna take the same thing. 34 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And this wound is going to start to bleed incredibly severely.
Okay.
But you see the blood immediately, bright red, start to gush out from this deep gash, but it doesn't run out or down. It pulls up
No.
out of him like tendrils. It pulling up and vanishing into this shimmer that is around him. What's your fortitude DC?
Is that
You're about to get one rounded.
no? Wait.
It's your fort save plus 10.
Yeah. So 19.
He's a bard.
Oh no.
I shouldn't have thrown rocks.
Oh no.
If you live in a glass house, don't throw rocks.
All right, it's a regular success. 27 versus your fort DC. It's a regular success.
Okay.
You immediately feel the blood pumped and sucked out of this wound. A great amount of it. You are drained 1. So your health and your max health are both going to go down by 5.
Okay. Okay.
And as you see this blood start to pump out of him, you see it start to fill out the visible shape of this creature. Its flesh coming into view slowly as it engorges itself uneasy. A whirling mass of tentacles with no seeming beginning or end, and a massive 5-pronged maw at its center clamped down on its shoulder. This thing is enormous, filling most of the space of the table as it perches and feasts on Easy.
Am I grabbed?
Yes.
Okay. So.
Hey!
So this is. I believe this is Scott.
I don't believe it's Scott.
I gotta find it. But this says roll back. After an attack or effect causes you to become grabbed or prone, you roll backward from the attack, landing on your feet, take a step away from the source, and you're no longer prone or grabbed.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. Well,
You
that-
pull back out of this immediately, reactively not wanting to get consumed by this thing.
No.
And as it fills up and comes into view, all the Easies...
That's Arcadis. Thank you.
all of Easy's... Oh, that was his off-stream
Yeah.
one? All of Easy's blood filling this thing with a bright red coloring. You see it reactively whirl and expand and reach out in all directions.
No.
Cammy.
Back up.
All directions. All directions.
You're a direction.
No, I'm not.
Cammy, you
Don't
were
say
recalling
that.
knowledge. I'll just give
Yeah.
both of you right now for convenience sake. You're a plus what in occultism?
13.
13?
Oh, occultism?
13?
Yes.
You have no idea what this is.
Plus 10.
Plus 10? Trey, as you're looking up at this thing, this
Bloodsucker 2.
I mean, yeah, Bloodsucker 2 is obvious. That part's apparent. But this thing, you can tell that the more blood that it gets, the stronger it becomes. You've seen it immediately before your very eyes swell up and become visible and grow and writhe just with feasting on easy. If it gets more, this thing is going to very rapidly become unstoppable. If it's even stoppable in the first place. That said, it doesn't look like it has any kind of physical anatomy or anything either. It's just kind of a ball of tentacles. Cammy.
Well,
I hate this.
okay. Leaves me at a little bit of a loss for what to do. I do know that I'm gonna send in my old pal Trey. That's stoke the heart. It's like sounds like a you
Good luck,
problem.
buddy.
I kind of probably should leave.
Really
You are all right up next to the table here, and it
definitely
is
leave.
super
But
in
I
reach
could
of all
do
of you.
something.
What you gonna? It's your turn. What you do? 6 seconds.
Be fancy.
it.
Disposable
Be fancy.
henchman. Another smashes mug. Give this to Easy.
Yes.
What would Cammy do?
Thank you.
What can we do? Yeah.
WWC.
Okay.
Let her go.
I roll up my sleeves, and I'm gonna reach out, and that's Raven Fiedelman. I'm tickling my fingers.
Okay. Give me an attack roll.
Okay, no, I will. That's
You did.
probably not gonna cut it, but that's an 8 on the die, so that's a 19.
19. You focus and fire up, but this thing is such a weird writhing mass. It's oddly difficult to draw a bead. It takes up a lot of space, but no part of it's like very big or a center of mass you can really aim for, and your beam just kind of rays right through all these tentacles whirling about. Easy.
Go ahead. Yeah.
As it comes to you, you step back from this thing. Your reaction immediately is you recognition here. It's taking this blood. Something's happening. You're bleeding pretty badly. That needs to stop immediately. You reach up and focus up on your magic. Do you have any more healing spells?
Oh yeah.
You immediately cast one on yourself. That's
Do I
your
get to
first two
choose the
actions.
level, or
You can choose the level, but that's your first two actions.
the first two actions?
Panic
that
response.
Changed my whole game. Well, yeah. So I'm gonna do level 2 soothe then. Oh, I lost a lot of blood. I shouldn't have thrown that mud. I'm in pain, but without that, there's no gain. Here's to me, bud. Okay.
I don't know why you're rolling that.
I don't know what I'm rolling. I don't know what I'm doing.
2d10. That's the stress dice right there.
That's the
It
stress.
came out of the base.
That's the stress die. He's like freaking out.
I lost a lot of
jeez.
blood. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh. Okay. 9 and 6 is
15.
15 plus
eight.
8 is 23.
23. So I'm feeling a little better.
And you can see
Okay.
as
And
this...
Slick
I
math.
roll stress?
yeah, roll see if you get the stress back.
That's important.
No, I don't.
Oh, come on,
rolled a
dude.
4.
Honestly, valid. As this thing whirls and churns in the air, you see no discernible means by which it is flying. It just is. It's just floating there, writhing, this mass, tentacles sort of reaching and licking out in every direction. All of you feeling them sort of gently feeling out, brushing across you. Even you're definitely still in range of it there.
I forgot what number I said to heal myself.
23. The panic's setting in.
Real hard.
Okay, and I have one more action.
One left.
And I'm just gonna be like, all right, we're in a spooky tomb, and this place really fills me with doom. I hope we find what we need to get rid of Cammy's brain seed, or Cammy's head goes tick tick boom, and that's courage.
Oh, I'm sure she's super inspired by that.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Trey.
Oh, and I also got a flash of insight from Disposable Henchman, which is trust me, I know this.
Fair enough.
So, immediate response is going to be to lash out. No hesitation. I saw what it did there. Cammy's right here beside me. Intimidating strike, thrusting out.
Big stabbo.
And
You bleed
persistent.
for 8
As
points
I
of
rest
damage,
one
by the way.
hand on your shoulder, encouraging.
Okay. And you can roll the flat
And
check. to
I
see if that
will
ends.
re-roll that immediately because that's a 3, and I want this to hit.
11. Hitting's good.
To a 5. So, 22.
22. You strike out your spear. Similar problem to the beam. Just trying to. It's like trying to poke spaghetti as this thing is whirling around, and you don't quite find a bead there. Maverick X29. Who has only 1 hero point?
I had only 1. I just spent it.
You had 1. You have 1. Maverick, in the chat, 1 and then 2. Back to 2 for everyone. So here's 1 for you, and it'll be back to 1 for you. But you spent it right as it came in. Getting fueled up.
There you
Does
go.
11 fix?
No.
Okay.
Rampage. No one is safe.
Well, that's accurate right now.
Yeah.
You got 1 action left.
Intimidating glare. As I just growl, pulling my spear back, staring at this amalgamation of tentacles. That is a 19 on the die, which will be a 30.
The pile of tentacles just feel a little pressed. Doesn't know what you are, but you see it kind of whirl and churn. I'm pulling back a little bit. For a moment, the tentacles stop sort of brushing across everyone. It's frightened 1.
So,
I'm going to roll this because I can.
It's like what they say about bugs.
It
that
takes
they're just
4
as
mental
afraid
damage.
of you as you are of them.
Oh, right. Yeah, you do the damage now. You do the damage when you fear things. You're the extra spooky. We're on the board. 4 points of damage.
I have officially tallied damage.
MD.
Can I pick up Cammy? Like,
I
will
submit.
hold,
I'm will-
use
I'm
a
willing.
whole action to pick her up into my arms.
It's you got your weapon. You got to drop your weapons.
I will drop my weapons and
Well,
pick up
maybe okay.
Drop your weapons
And
and
then-
then 1 action to pick up Cammy.
Cammy. Move her back to that door.
Pick up the baby. Carry the baby. Deposit the baby.
Like a toddler at daycare.
I am also a baby.
And then I'm gonna go stay here. And I'm gonna go position myself between Easy and this thing.
Bye.
Rushes right back in.
Technically speaking, that is persistent damage, but it is a damage roll, right?
What is?
The mental damage.
For what purpose?
For the purpose of Stoke the Heart, I get plus to all damage rolls I make.
I get to roll dice. Stab it, add the dice.
That's a damage
I mean, I'll
roll.
put 2 damage on him. I mean,
That's
at the moment, I'm
3. I'm
inclined to.
strong.
All right, I'll put 3 extra damage on him. I'm not gonna say no. You guys could probably use it. I'll give it to you. You think 7? He
I imagine Stoke the Heart is just Cammy in the back, like, yeah, and then get him, like, and then, like,
As-
that, and pow.
as he continues to ride, he doesn't seem to do anything to stop MD from carrying Cammy out. The tentacles sort of whirl and focus back over towards Easy again.
No.
And you feel them. You feel something brushing and waving across this wound. You don't see him at first. You've only got lamplight, and that source of light there just ran away. You've only got the lantern on your hip, and you can barely see it reflect almost hair-like, very thin strands of tentacles still emanating out from this thing that are licking and working across this and still drawing the blood back out of it into itself. Seemingly independently from whatever the mass is doing. And it is going to lash all of its tentacles down towards 50-50 MD. Trey, you're both right in front of him. 50-50 says MD.
Yay.
It's going to be a 29 to hit.
It gets me. I'm too focused on.
Just a hit, though, right?
Hey.
Just a hit?
It's just a hit.
That's the thing that you want.
Very focused on what am I going to do now? I have no weapons.
You're going to take 13 points of slashing damage as these tentacles are lined with small little hooks and barbs that rake across your flesh as it wraps around you. You know you're grabbed. And this maw, the center of this mass, pulls itself towards you and just reaches down to chomp.
Okay, chompy.
Chompy chompy. -5, but you're flat-footed. I'll villain point out natural 1. I'll villain point that. I'll flip that over. Thanks, Hermagistus. This seems a good moment for him. 24.
It hits.
Why can't you give more things a manipulate tag? That'd make my day.
These are all attacks, pretty much.
I know.
That's going to be 19 points of piercing damage as you are going to start to bleed pretty hard as well, and it's going to overcome its frightened because it's the end of the turn.
And as it deals that damage, your MD is going to grit through his teeth. Let go of me, you ugly son of a... And Pathetic Mage just activate that to attempt to escape the grab.
Okay.
Because it has to take damage for it to activate.
And as this activates, this burst of rage ripples out of you, and you see a manifestation on the tentacles that are wrapped around you, these bright red blood-colored tentacles. A withering growth starts to rip out across them as this force just bursts out of your body. A withering, almost bark-like wrap of yellow, matted bark.
I rolled a 5 on the die. I'm going to use this tuck and roll to re-roll that. For 12 on the die.
Ooh, that's better.
And
so this is an escape.
this is the escape. So it's 25 total.
It would still be frightened when this happens. 25 will fail.
Be hard to get away from. Well, that was Scott in South Dakota's tuck and roll. Thank you for that tuck and roll.
25 is just gonna fail. Not quite pulling you away, but this thing, as it pulls you into its embrace and bites, not only are you bleeding, as you're stuck, wrapped by this thing, these tentacles now with this strange growth across them around you. It's not crushing. It's not like squeezing you, but it is extremely wet and strange and unsettling. The way they writhe and move around you. I need you to make me a fortitude save.
Because it's icky.
An 18
This is
on,
a fear effect, so you do get
Okay.
that.
an 18 on the die, so 29 total.
You got bigger things to worry about right now. Cammy.
Huh. That was interesting. Okay. Well, I'm gonna keep from the back corner as she's being set down. Cammy's still cheering, like, and then get him like this with an uppercut, and that is stoke the heart. I'm coaching. And
Coach the heart.
And as MD is running away from her, she's gonna, oh, be careful, don't get your sword. What do you do with your weapon? That's forbidding ward. So you will have a +1 status bonus AC saving throws against enemies' attacks, spells, other effects, all that jazz. You can some pass this. I don't need it. He does.
Wait, is that one 2 actions?
Yes.
Here. Throwing out the support from the back. Speaking of the support from the back, easy.
Support.
Okay, well, so why is everyone in this place drink blood? This whole place is a dud. I'm bleeding, and why all these monsters feeding? I want to feel good.
Oh my gosh.
That's gonna be courage.
So inspiring. I feel inspired here.
and then I'm gonna. So it's. I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run. I'm just gonna run.
Understandable.
Yeah, I'm gonna run down to where Cammy is. That's one, and then
This is the safe corner.
yeah, and
The corner's not next to the thing.
Yeah, I got one action, which I'm gonna just look at that creature and be like, "Hey, you're not gonna get any more blood, do you hear? Because we're leaving." I'm gonna try to demoralize it. That's my best attempt.
All right, give me.
He's not a very intimidating man.
I don't know how to scare things. I'm scared.
Yeah, I'm too
That's
scared
my
to be
thing.
scary.
That's my thank you.
Yeah, that's a 3.
That's about fitting. You bleed for 9 damage. It's not
Okay.
scared.
Do I roll to not bleed?
You can always, yeah. At any turn, you always get a roll to not bleed. That just happens automatically.
That's a 6.
Nope. It's a flat for any persistent damage. It's just 15 unless there's some kind of weird modifier. It's almost always
How much I bleed for?
9. Sorry,
Did it go up? Or is this me? Oh,
rolling
changed.
it. It
Okay.
dies.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to hop up on the table and go adjacent for the flanking.
You can quite easily get up on the table here.
And then again, going to try the intimidating strike. As I see what this thing is doing, I want to do my best to scare it off. Almost just full body, both hands thrusting up into this thing.
All right, give me a big hit.
Oh,
What?
That was in the tray, nothing crazy, and it bounced out.
He's excited.
Mm.
He's pumped. No, he's
That's so gross.
I have monkey toes.
horror
You saw
campaign.
something ungodly. Like,
So the test, because it's in the corner, that's a Nick test right there. Is if it's sitting,
I dig it. If you can balance another d20 on it,
Yeah.
it's not cocked.
and I will re-roll that 4 because I want to actually hit this thing.
Good
Hit
on
it.
him for checking to see if it's cocked on
Yeah,
4.
he's like, ooh, I want to re-roll that, but he did hit the test.
I
yeah,
check 19s. I check if
Yeah,
it
no,
looks
this
cocked,
man,
I
if
check
it looks
it
cocked, he checked. He is consistent.
to a 14.
That's much better.
So that'll be a 30.
30 will
to its
absolutely
flanking or
hit.
flat-footed.
From around behind here, even though it's got several tentacles clearly visibly wrapping around MD, it's kind of a formless, directionless mass. You're not going to be able to make it flat-footed by flanking it. It's writhing in all directions anyway. That will still definitely hit.
Cool. Then I will use the fear gem,
Ooh.
and it's now frightened 2 because of intimidating strike.
Solid. So you're going to get some damage, and you're going to get a frightened too.
Minimum damage. So that will be 9.
So as I used the phrase poking spaghetti before. Even managing to land
I'm
a
eating
strike
spaghetti right now.
with your spear, even hitting it, you still feel as if it's somewhat grazing. Piercing weapons don't seem to be terribly effective against this just formless mass of writhing arms of all shapes and sizes with no real core to strike at. It's going to resist most of that. MD. Grabbed, bloodied, disarmed. In a
I
bit
still
of a
got these
pickle.
hands.
It's vibrating.
I still got these hands. I'm gonna attempt to rip at the tentacles that are grabbing. Just reach over, rip, and attempt to get out of the grab.
'Kay.
Using an unarmed attack.
Is frightened 2. That will help.
15 on the die for a total of a 28.
28 will get you out. That panicked fury will help pull you out of there as you... Again, it's not constricting you. It's not squeezing you. It's not a crushing grip. It's just holding you. It's almost entangling you with just how many there are. You pull
Dude.
yourself free.
Do me a favor. Attack that one on the other side of you. I'm gonna walk down and grab my weapons.
Weapons are right next to you. You were in the
Yeah.
square next to us when you dropped them, so you can take an action to pick them back up.
Yeah, pick them back up and just
I'll give you one action to pick them both up.
swing at it with the. I saw him stab at it with. I mean, I don't
Yeah,
have
you
piercing.
can see it's not hitting super
Well,
great.
let's try slashing. Try with the razor. Trusty razor never let me down. 13 on the die. It
This
is.
is at a -4.
Yeah, it's a total of a 23 against its flat-footed.
Flanking's not enough to make this flat-footed. It's
24.
it's facing all directions, but
Okay.
24, it's frightened 2, that'll strike. And your razor seems like a great tool to cut through the writhing mass.
Now the real question is, do I manage to find a weak point? Precision damage.
The problem is what's making it flat-footed?
Oh, you said flat-footed doesn't matter.
Yeah, you're not flanking.
Okay.
it. I mean, you're flanking, but it doesn't care about being flanked.
This is why
Okay.
Dread Striker is the best feat
Yep.
in the game.
Cool. Whee. It's 1, 2, 4, 8.
8 points of damage. It'll take all of them.
Neat.
That'll land.
And that is my turn.
All right, the end of your turn is you are still certainly bleeding. You're going to take 5 points of damage
Cool. I rolled a 4 on the flat check.
from the blood loss. And you are, even out of its grip, it's just kind of undulating in the air there. You also can see and feel with your dark vision these really thin, just bigger than hair. It's anywhere from like a hair, like half a finger, reaching out and licking at these wounds, just pulling and drawing the blood away back into the core of this thing as it just continues to undulate in the air there. Right in front of you, this maw is just going to reach out, punching through this cloud of arms and bite towards you. For a 25 to hit. 23, it's frightened too.
That would matter for me.
It
That
just hits
plus
with
one.
the Forbidding Ward. It just hits.
No.
22 AC.
Just catching, but catching nonetheless. You're going to take 16 points of piercing damage. And this bite, this maw, is going to, and now you can't see it, its body is visible now. You can't see the blood siphoning out like you could when it feasted on EZ, but you can feel the same thing is happening to you. What is your fortitude? Is it against your fortitude DC? 32.
Oh my gosh.
We're looking for not a crit.
That is gonna be a crit, even with I lost the Forbidding Ward card. But 42. My DC is 20.
You are going to be drained 2.
No,
That's bad.
it's twice as drained as I.
As you see this thing just slurp away, sucking a massive amount of blood out of MD. Tentacles on the backside are going to writhe and lash defensively towards Trey as well, striking out at him for... It's frightened too, is an 18 to hit, but you're able to ward them off. They're having a tough time getting through the massive plate armor. And as it does continue to fight and to feast, it does visibly seem to be rejuvenating itself.
Oh, gosh.
These injuries that you've lain upon it seem to be twisting and repairing, and you can't even see where you'd cut through some of those tentacles a moment ago, MD. Cammy.
Oh man.
Found it.
So much of my stuff asks for a fortitude save. I don't want to do that. Oh, I could do that again. Thank you.
Your decision.
I have
still
to sustain it
You have to
actually.
sustain it.
Okay, so,
Witch time. Sustain. Sustain. Now this is witch
Cammy's
gaming
just
right
in the
here.
back, like finger tutting, like doing. I'm sustaining Forbidding Ward.
She's back here doing
sustaining
ring
Stoke
Jedi
Fire.
stuff. Like, it's just
Okay.
what's the little ball called? The thing you did with the like the.
You know what? If we're just gonna dedicate
You're
my
on the right.
entire.
You definitely have the same
Fushigi?
thing. Fushigi. That's it. She's just
Yeah.
a fushigi in the back.
Okay, so is it holding anybody right now, or focus? I'm looking over
It
there.
did not maintain its grapple, so no, it is no longer holding on to.
Does it
MD.
seem especially attracted to one of the two gentlemen?
It's just kind of writhing. I mean, it's currently munching. MD,
One of us is
so
bleeding, so-
One of them is being bitten
Okay.
and eaten.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just gonna donate all of my actions to sustain and next up. I'm gonna
Yes, that's witch, baby.
in between all my little finger. I'm like doing this little. And then that's the needle of vengeance.
That's not all of your actions,
1, 2, 3.
but you get an extra one with blue.
Yeah,
He
the thing
readies
is-
my gun. No.
What is blue? What's Blue's abilities right now? I know you said you changed them.
Actually, he doesn't have independent right now.
Okay.
Okay.
He's just got thumbs.
It's a
and
will
stuff.
save for Needle of Vengeance.
Yeah, it is.
I rolled pretty low.
Do me. Oh.
He's frightened 1. It's only a 25.
I'll see you next turn, man. Okay. Listen, I got one thing I can do right now.
You are keeping the buffs rolling. Easy. Back in the corner, seeing this go spectacularly badly and seeing MD getting ripped into. You're bleeding real bad.
Yeah.
The only thing you can think is that you don't want that to happen again.
Yeah.
You are immediately going to stop
Okay.
and take 2 actions to make
Okay,
your
that's-
magic mud and just try to stop the bleeding. You
That's
do
a lot
not
of
want to
stuff.
get this thing's attention again.
Does that mean I don't bleed anymore?
That means you make a roll to see if you don't bleed anymore, but the DC is only 10 instead of 15.
Oh, okay.
Because-
Are you actually using my mud?
Yeah, you don't know what you're doing with it, but yeah, you're using the mud hoping it'll do something.
So it gives me +1?
It's a flat check. It's not actually a medicine check.
Okay. 15.
You stop bleeding.
Okay.
One action left.
You are now very muddy.
I'm not
Big
bleeding.
stress is the crippling here.
Okay, well, I have 1 action left. So, okay, I don't like having 8 stress. I have all these plans, and the rhymes change. My plans change. Okay, can we please leave? Can we please leave? I'm running out of tricks up my sleeve. Does Malevolence really live like this? This place is the pits. Hopefully, your wounds weave.
He's like, I don't know, man. Violin music.
Keep encouraging.
What is your
Gosh.
So flanking doesn't make it flat-footed, but I know what will. Combat grab.
He's a lot to grab. Looks very grabbable.
Well, he's a lot-
He's actually just a ball of handholds.
Exactly, and I'm gonna get one of them.
Okay.
So combat grab. So 29,
29 easily. If there's one thing that is not going to be difficult to
30.
do. Yeah, still.
Frightened
yeah.
one.
He's trying to get a
You
crit.
actually got really close. That guy is really close. 30 frightened one is really close to critically succeeding. But it's easy to just get a handful of writhing tentacles.
It is
And
now, for the sake
grab.
of
It is now. Grab. It is flat-footed because it's inflicted with
so
flat-footed.
7, 11, 14
What kind of damage is this?
piercing.
This is still.
That's
piercing,
all I
okay.
can do.
I don't know if. Oh, I don't know if combat grab did something. Different.
Oh no, combat grab is just while it's adjacent to me, it is considered to be grabbed.
Oh, right.
It just modifies an attack.
Okay. So that's
Sorry,
also-
snagging strike, not combat grab.
Okay, there we go.
Wrong.
That's why I was like, no, I remembered that wrong. But fair enough. Okay, so snagging strike.
Snagging strike.
So it is flat-footed while it's next to you, but it can just move away.
It can just move away.
Will it? Don't know, but it is currently
It
flat.
hasn't so far. And then
It's got a delicious feast right in front of it.
let's stack. I'm just gonna hit it 3 times.
The
Because
fighter special.
why not? Yeah. So that's gonna be a 28
28 will
because I
hit.
rolled 3 higher.
28 will definitely hit. Give me the last one, see if
Cool.
it gets in there, and then we'll roll a big bucket of damage. if we need
Yeah. And then a 7. So third one's definitely gonna miss.
to. Got 2 on the board, and it's flat-footed.
4, almost max damage. So 6 and 5 is 11, 14, 17.
Solid.
Then it's dead. And it's dead.
And it dies
And it
instantly.
dies.
No, but you're getting some damage on the board now.
That's good.
So we
M-
just started.
I'm not saying he at some point in this fight has healed back to full, but he is taking damage now.
Definitely the first turn where he took like
MD.
7 damage.
You see Trey just grabbing and thrusting into this thing. The spear is doing some work, but it's not great in effectiveness. Your razor seems to be cutting pretty well. It is flat-footed.
Cool, we're doing the fighter special. I'm not a fighter, but we're doing the special. I'm lost. MD is just incoherently just mad. So Razor, the strike number the first. 11 on the die, 14 plus 14, so that is 26.
26 absolutely hits. Now, you can absolutely do precision damage to this guy. You get your precision damage. There is a center mass you can slice. It's getting
We
him
just had to
flat-footed.
get
is
the flat-footed
Getting him
part.
flat-footed is the tricky part, but you can absolutely do precision
I
damage.
have Backstabber too on this.
Ooh.
I forgot about this.
Yeah,
Get
War
in
Razor.
there.
4, 8, 12, 16. I rolled 4 4s.
Wow.
4, 8, 16, 21, 22 with Backstabber.
Ooh.
All
A
right.
solid hit, and that razor slashing right through him. No resistance.
Just die, please. I thought about threw it out of the thingy. It's 7. So it's going to be a reroll. It's going to be a reroll.
Gotta check the value of those cards.
I
Figure out if they're
got
worth
about
Thinking,
it.
you
It's a
really gotta
really
think
good
about it. I still
card.
got a villain point left over here too.
Yeah, so it's a 7 on the die. We're going to reroll it into a 9 in the die. For a
Higher.
total of a 19.
19's not.
20.
20's not gonna do
Mm-hmm.
it. Even with a frightened. Oh, we're getting so many one-offs in this fight.
Frightened and flat-footed.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
With frightened and flat-footed.
All right, third to strike. 13. It's not going to be able
That's
to.
gonna be the same number.
It's going to be the exact same number.
That's it's so close on these back 2 strikes, but you're just not able to really get in there and cut anything meaningful. You're gonna bleed for 10 more points of damage.
La 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 la. Does it stop? I rolled 19 to stop
It
it.
stops,
Um,
which is
I'm down.
ooh,
No. No.
that's less
It
good.
stops because we
Wait.
had no blood left.
It's you're out of blood.
The drain put me down to 4 health left.
Yeah.
You go down,
I was gonna heal you, but
dying 1. No longer bleeding does mean it does not currently have a target to feed on, so it doesn't heal.
yay,
But it does mean I need a stress check from everyone else.
yay.
Got a 4.
Got a 5. Yeah, that'll do it.
I'm gonna.
Shoot.
He's thinking
I'm
about
gonna use flash of insight.
I'm going to.
Thank you, disposable henchman, because I don't want a 2. Because I think 2.
Are you?
Oh,
I'm gonna use my reaction as just one more grunt of just one more push through as the bleeding. I don't really know how to describe this, but MD, I'm gonna go more personal. MD feels the ache in some of his scars as he's felt, as these are wounds that were close to killing him before, as he has scars that are not just ritualistic, they are weapon wounds that have been incorporated. I'm gonna Orcish Ferocity.
So nobody gains any stress. He
And-
doesn't drop.
With my 100 victories, I stay at 12. I go to 12 instead of 1, or do I go to 4? I go to 12.
You go 12.
Yeah.
There's no negatives in second
Yeah.
mission.
Okay.
So
You, instead of frosting at 1 health, these scars, you feeling this ancient memories, you hold on and you hold on. As you're wounded 1, push through it. This thing is absolutely just gonna keep feeding. The blood has stopped and it needs to get that open again. So it is immediately just gonna continue to bite and bear down on MD. It's a 28
hits.
to hit.
Oh,
Hit Trey, please.
It doesn't care that I'm grabbling his wiggly bits.
It's been hit both of you. This is where the food is right now.
It hasn't hit me yet.
It's failed. It's tried. It's gonna be 24 points of piercing damage.
Now I'm down.
It didn't crit you. I'll go ahead and save us the effort and just put these back for a
Yeah.
moment ago. What did you end up rolling?
Oh, so that counts? Okay. Okay, then yeah, I rolled a 2, and then I used Flash of Insight by Disposable Henchman, and then I rolled a 2 again.
Fixed moment in the timeline.
no,
Just
dude.
one, right?
Just one.
I'm in danger.
Easy goes, or MD goes down. You are dying 2. These injuries you hold on to. And you are severely bleeding again. I don't know if this has happened in this adventure yet, but
That
Down.
cannot be allowed.
and bleeding is extremely dangerous.
You died twice
Because-
as fast.
He's going to take automatic damage at the end of his turn, which even if he stabilizes is going to knock him right back down or take him down an extra step of dying.
Okay.
As he drops, these little feeder tentacles reach back out and keep licking and pulling the blood as the mass turns back around towards Trey. And it is going to strike at you with these taloned tentacles. It's frightened 1, 22.
Miss.
Ooh,
Even
glad you
without
got-
the frightened
glad
one.
you got that plate armor on
Yeah.
there. One last flurry of strikes. Math. 23 with the frightened one.
That's where the
23
frightened
with the
mattered.
frightened one is just gonna miss too. Scott in South Dakota. This can't happen. MD can't die. Scott, you saving money
my
for a trip.
gosh.
Stop. But thank you.
Hold foe.
That one. Cammy.
No, I don't want to.
And you hit it, so it stays frightened, right? You didn't train out of that?
Yes, I hit
okay,
it.
so it stays frightened one.
Which is insanely good value.
Hobgoblin feat's pretty strong.
Shoot. How? Okay. Bear with me. How many actions would it take to try and drag him away from the thing?
You need to run up to him and then grab him and drag him back. So it'd be like your whole turn.
The whole turn.
And you're pretty small and couldn't drag him that far. You could get him a little away, but not out of the room, that's for sure. You could drag him back to about like you'd be pretty much back where Easy is, and he'd be right in front of him.
I'll leave the dragon to somebody else. Just somebody else can drag him away. That's not where. That's not where.
Telekinetic projectile. MD's dying body.
Somebody else.
Dead.
That's somebody
If there
else's
wasn't a
problem.
bulk limit,
So what I am going to do is
The thing is starting to all the blood that's filling it, your guys' blood is leaking and almost spurting out in pressurized blast where it's been stricken. It is, I mean, you guys have landed some good hits on it. It is starting to look a little cut up. It's not a little, it's not like near death, but like it's hurting.
I'm just gonna yell out,
Just get him off the ground.
I'm going to sustain Stoke the Heart, and then I'm going to cast Lay on Hands. But Sully, you're not anywhere near MD. Aha! What my familiar does have today is spell delivery. So I'm gonna say, sick him.
and
So
you're
I'll
gonna
use one action to give him 2
you're
and
gonna
he
feel
goes.
blue scamper down your body, and he is gonna just shoot across the floor, darting, charging into the trenches directly into the middle of the room here, where he runs up, and where MD conscious, he would feel this little chameleon clamber up onto his face, and just perched up over the top of your face, and he appears, shimmering into existence, opens his mouth, and shoots his tongue just right into the center of your forehead. And you see this little light radiate out around it. And you will gain 18 hit points.
And 2 AC.
And 2 AC for a round.
And that's all I can do.
He runs off and touches. You see just a lizard perched up on MD, trying to bring him back. You're in the corner.
He's delivering mouth to mouth.
You're very... Ooh, you get to take your turn this time.
Yay! Okay. So, all right. So, a little clarification with Stoke the Magical Flame, which I didn't mention. Maverick, thank you. It says you play when casting a spell. You can heighten that spell by 1 level, but it can't heighten above the highest level you can cast.
Right.
Right.
So third level spells as high as you can go.
Yeah. But does that mean if I use a first level slot, I can use a second level spell?
That's exactly what it means, yes. Oh, you mean a different spell?
Like, let's say I have a spell at second level, but I want to use a first level slot, and then it counts as second.
It's not what it's...
It's not what it does.
It's like...
But I use a second level slot, and it could be a third level.
Yes.
But I can't.
It heightens it. So like all the spells like Soothe, they get stronger each level that you
Yeah,
cast.
it's kind of like a
them.
signature spell, whatever.
Yeah,
but-
that kind of thing. You would get the effect of heightening at 1 level. It couldn't be a completely different higher level spell.
Okay.
But you would get the extra effects as if you had cast it at a higher level.
Gotcha. So yeah, if I have a spell at 2 but not 1, I can't cast it at 1 and get it 2.
No.
All right. I will just use it. Okay, I'll look at everything going on. Okay, this place is spooky, and these monsters are kooky, and you've suffered a contusion, and you need a blood transfusion. Don't feel woozy. And I'm gonna do a level 3 soothe on MD.
3d10 plus 12. The big heals are coming out as this mass continues to
That's
feed.
6. That's 6s.
Those are
What am I
sixes. You want
doing?
D10s. The big dice, easy. It's big dice time.
Big dice.
Oh.
5, 4, 6. That's
That's a 3.
so
That's
then it's
13 plus 12.
13 plus 12.
25.
25.
25.
You have plus 2 AC. You have plus 2 to saves against mental conditions. You're somewhat inspired.
And you can
Now run.
and you can roll for stress.
run?
Oh, you can roll for stress.
I'm
yeah.
begging you,
I
Colby, to run.
I did say please
You
leave.
do get to roll.
Roll, see if you can get some stress back.
I rolled a 6.
No. Okay, and I have one more thing, and then
You do have one more thing. You
Yeah.
have.
Oh,
I'm
stop.
Okay,
Is that
so
one
I'm
more
just-
thing going to be stress?
No, I'm just gonna repeat the whole thing. I'm like, okay, can we please leave? Like now, I have no more tricks up my sleeve. can't be in a place like this. This place the pits. Hope your wounds will weave. That's courage.
We found a chorus to this song.
Yeah. The main
Combat
part is
grab.
please leave.
Lunging right back in there, wrapping my arm up in the tentacles as I thrust in with the
When you're
spear.
leaving.
Snagging strike.
Snagging strike.
I got you. I know where you're going.
Yep.
Okay.
We're on the same page. now.
27.
27 hits.
We'll leave when it's dead.
Okay.
And I'm just going
Push
to
him away.
just keep stabbing into this
All
thing.
right, 27 hits. We got 1.
So 27, that will be 23.
Hits. 2.
Fun.
And that's a 9 on the dice, so that will definitely miss.
2 hits. 2 hits is still flat-footed.
And still frightened.
Definitely still frightened. Yep, just going to keep that forever.
So 4, 5, that's 9, 13, 17. And then 3 and 4 is 7, 14. So a total of
I was doing it as you were
31.
going. Ooh. 2, even with the resistance, 2 pretty powerful strikes as you wrestle to control this thing and keep it in place. MD, you feel awake, blacked out for a second. They're still bleeding profusely.
Finish
on the
it
ground.
off.
Run, run!
He's-
Don't do that.
He's striking it pretty well. It's looking pretty bloodied.
Can I swing at it from the ground when they're
Oh,
coming?
Yeah,
for
you have a might take a
pity's
-2,
sake,
but yeah.
dude,
I
please.
stand up. I stand up and I stare directly at it, and I am killing this thing right now. Called foe.
I'm
Plus
not going to
2.
let him get that card and then not
Gain a plus
immediately
2
get to
status
use
bonus
it.
to attack rolls made against that foe. -4 doesn't matter because there's no other foe.
Okay.
And the last until the end of my next turn or until I critically hit.
All right, we
Guess
got
what
one.
can't be crit?
So
Let's see it.
8 on the die.
I mean, it's better to do on the first roll.
Yeah.
He's still flat-footed. He's still frightened.
So that is a total of a 24.
Absolutely hits.
Yes, sir.
Remember, 8 on the die doesn't matter when you have this many
Roll me that.
bonuses.
Yeah, you're gonna swing again. Roll me the second attack too, and we'll see if we
Yeah.
get a
Keep
big dump.
swinging.
A 13 on the die. So it's a.
Yeah, I mean, you went up by 5 and you only went down by 4, so you
Yeah.
get 2 hits, 2
Come
big
on,
hits.
Come on.
So we'll do damage.
I'm gonna throw up. Please,
Um,
please.
4, 8, 12, 14, 19,
Ooh.
Backstabber 20,
Ooh,
Inspire
21.
Courage 21.
21.
Second one.
Second one.
91 damage on it.
What's some low damage there? 5, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15,
16.
16.
It is barely holding together.
But now it's its turn. and
Several
you
of
can
these,
heal.
several of the tentacles have been cut free from this mass and have flopped immediately, the blood gushing out from them across the table and across the floor as they disappear again from sight, flattening out and becoming fully transparent as they were when you first entered the room.
I love the stress level coming from
What's
this particular
left
scene.
of this mass writhing in the center is fleeting and flailing more defensively. Tentacles pulled back, the maw retracted entirely, desperately striking out to survive. MD bleeds for 5. Are you still bleeding?
Yes, I rolled 2.
Then these little feeder tentacles are going to come back out and continue to pump the blood back in, desperately trying to draw in enough to make up for the damage it is taking. Clearly, at this point, looking to be a losing battle. You are pale. You have lost so much blood at this point, MB, that it's just visible in your face. You are this green color almost drained from your skin, almost like parchment now. And the creature seems to sense this and whips its maw around entirely to a fresher target. lashing out a desperate bite towards Trey.
You know you want to spend that villain point.
I really do. I rolled a freaking 23. I want to reroll. I'm rerolling it. I'm villain pointing it. I'm using my last villain point.
He wants to hit you. He wants to draw blood.
I have not been touched.
You haven't.
It got worse.
That one, dude.
It got worse. The full plate.
No.
Now we run.
The thing lashes
You wanted
out.
to run when I could eat one of his villain points?
Lashes out with a bite that Trey easily twists away from. I'm going to follow it up with another bite. 30.
Oh, you got me.
30
Oh,
to hit
no.
on the second bite. You are going to take 13 points of piercing damage. Your wound is going to be ripped open and bleeding. And as it desperately tries to feed, I need you to make me a fortitude save as well.
Cool. That's an 18 on the die. So 31.
It ain't getting no blood. It ain't getting no bloods. Nope. That ain't what's happening.
Thank you, Scott.
Make me bleed.
Cammy. Supposed to be an athletics check, but you already rolled super high. I'm not gonna redo it. Cammy.
I think it's the same number.
Oh, I mean, it's supposed to be a roll on my end, but it doesn't. Whatever. I screwed it up.
I still got my stick.
Do it. Do it.
No.
He's sustained.
No way.
The
Yes
stick of
way.
destiny.
Make me an attack roll.
It's a 14 on the die, so that's a 25.
Pud. Roll me a d6.
Yeah! Oh my gosh, come on. 6?
Your stick hits this wet, spongy, massive tentacles and just kind of bludgeoning damage is nearly useless
Oh, come on!
against this thing.
You did it though.
I
But
think
you
It could have been
did
me!
you did overcome its weakness.
7.
You did do 2 points of damage instead of 0. You overcame the weakness, so
Oh, wait,
you know.
no, you have a -1.
the-
I'm sorry.
Right.
But with the plus one.
Well, yeah,
I go
neutralizing. So you
even.
did. You did one.
Yeah, 1
You did
damage.
1 point of damage past its
Yeah.
physical resistance. So you know, take the mental victory.
You did damage.
You did.
I wanted
damage.
it!
Don't be greedy.
You have undone a slight amount of the feeder healing it got at the beginning of its turn.
You're all welcome.
Thank you. Thank
Easy.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, okay. Do I have a turn?
Probably.
Kill
It doesn't
her.
have to happen at the beginning of your turn.
Okay. Well, I guess we don't have to run. Looks like we might just one. I'm really.
I love the visible panic levels that rise in you two specifically when a fight starts going. Oh no.
We're just like, we're going to hit it harder.
Oh,
and they're
no.
trying to run away.
So that stumbling
Cammy
is
say?
courage. And then I'm gonna
Oh
be like,
gosh,
well, I guess
dude.
you can't hit it with a stick, but maybe you can give it a good prick. And I'm gonna just throw a nice sharp rock at it.
Now give me a
You
towel.
and me in the
Give me a
back,
attack roll.
baby!
Throwing crap at it. Moon Knight strategy.
13 plus 11, 24.
Hits.
Okay, let's go.
I'm assuming you're doing slashing damage because we've seen the all the cycle of types of damage and the one that works.
That's what the rhyme said. 3, 4, 6, 4, 13. 13 plus 4 is 17.
Plus the 1.
It's 18.
How do you end this? Easy.
Well, so it's just gonna like fling through the air and it's gonna chop off all of its little tentacle-y bits until it's just like a, decapitated hydra. It's just cut, like calamari or something.
As your rock slashes through a litany of what's left of this thing through the core of it, and you're splitting it into 2 different chunks of still wriggling limbs that fall limp to the ground as your blood gushes out of it, and it fades almost entirely from view. Just a vague, pinkish, translucent mass draped across the corner of the table, and the floor absolutely hosed with bright blood.
I faint.
He doesn't do blood well.
No.
He passes out.
And MD collapses to the floor.
No, I run. I'm
Gonna
coming.
staunch my bleeding.
I'm still bleeding.
Try and make a
I'm
flat
coming.
check.
I'm coming.
Both of you are still bleeding. Yeah, go ahead and...
I got an 18.
You're good.
Got an 11.
You're good. Both of you are able to stop the bleeding before it hurts you any further, before you lose any more, but this drained state still
Fatigued now.
pretty severe. Drained to, fatigued, barely conscious, just face down on the ground. You did it.
That's fascinated.
You got into Old Chapel.
Door
Here at
service
the
sucks.
other end of this table, maybe, is some indication of what they're using this place for, or what they're doing
Blood extraction.
with it. It is fantastically well defended. That's for sure. Clearly,
I thought this
they were not wanting visitors.
I thought this is where you went to go do blood donations. Blood drive. It's going well.
Blood drive. We'll return next week, everybody. We'll see what we might learn. We survived.
We did.
We did it. We fought the thing. Thank
did.
you for joining us. Thank you all for being here. We will, of course, be back next Saturday at our normal time, 3 p.m. Eastern, right here at twitch.tv/UGT show. But we've got other UGT shows now. We've got other Undeniably Good Times. We've got a real new one that's just going to have its second ever episode tomorrow afternoon, starting an hour later than our show, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, whatever the rest of the time zones would be, is the second episode of Abomination Vaults. Still very early in our adventure. Still plenty of time to get in at the beginning of this story. Meet our new crew. Derp is over there as well. We have Nick back, the giant brain of Roshin from Age of Ashes, in this seat here running the game, and a bunch of other awesome returning faces as well. If you haven't checked out the premiere of that, come by tomorrow. It's still real early. No time like the present to get involved. We've got our podcast back up and running. If you prefer listening to these, if you're catching this in a VOD, or you're watching a stream that, hey, this is cool, but you can't be here live most of the time, and sitting out watching a 3-hour YouTube video is admittedly rough. Wherever you find your podcast, we've got that stuff going again. It took us way too long to get the podcast going. I don't know how to do podcasts. I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm doing. You're okay. But now I have friends that know what they're doing, and they can do it because my brain is tiny and smooth. It scares me. I've never listened to a podcast in my life, man. I say the places you get podcasts because I don't know what that is.
What is a podcast?
But
What even is that?
it's just the audio, right? Like that's all it is. It's just a video. It's just the audio. I don't get it, man. I don't get podcasts. But if they're there, we do those now. Look up UGT show. You'll find us. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for being here. The heroes of Briarstone Asylum, the patients from Briarstone Asylum, easily survive. For
Easily.
now.
That's a gracious way to put it.
And we'll see what awaits them next week. Good night, everybody. Stay safe. Stay sane.